Shares. Sedano Kap on a live imaging Tuesday. It is Mandy's week. 4 days until the Mandy Awards Saturday night at the Commerce Casino. Commerce Casino, where the game reigns, Jack. And we are ready to have some fun this afternoon. The other shows today struggled with the sports part of the conversation, which is okay, because we had plenty of fun. We had plenty of frivolity. We had plenty of fire and ice and heat. Mm-hmm. But we know this show can balance it both. As Sedano's Miami Heat get ready to battle the Nuggets, Game 3 of the NBA Finals. Tomorrow night, you'll hear it right here on 710 ESPN, 7:30 p.m. Sedano, you all, figured out over there?
Yeah, I'm good.
You get the chair?
I'm good.
No sunglasses?
No, just regular glasses.
Yeah, it's
so
lit.
I can see.
Today's lit, you know.
Yeah, I know, but I need to see.
On Live Imaging Tuesday, we rock goggles.
Yeah, you know what we also learned on Live Imaging Tuesday?
What's
that
that?
your lies end up getting printed on the internet.
I don't know about
So
that.
here's the thing about this whole,
about
this
that.
little, when you
That's
guys
what
were,
we found out. The community's all over it.
What lies?
Can I finish?
Go ahead.
So today I was in a meeting when you guys started texting this morning about it, and I thought it was a joke.
What was a joke?
This whole article written about
Right.
you.
So basically, it's about the show, but the headline is yours, and it's basically so. There's this Barrett Sports Media, the one that we were making fun of, that we said we didn't want to go to their circle jerk thing. So apparently, one of the
And you know why he said that?
Yeah,
Not enough Latinos.
That's fine.
yeah, exactly. So I stand by that.
Just thinking we might have wanted to edit that out, but that's okay.
It's okay, but
I got you.
none of that. So anyway, long story short, it's not a bad word.
I understand.
But long story short, they write like media stuff, particularly radio. Sports radio is like their thing.
That's it.
So
That's what they do.
somebody was listening to this show yesterday while you told everyone, Rob Pelinka, he's got listening hours for this show between 4 and 4:45, and this is the show of record or whatever the hell you said.
Let me
tell
you
took
what I
it.
said.
They took it literally.
But
they literally believed all the nonsense that you spewed yesterday.
Was somebody
believable.
really listening, or was it a Cappy plant?
Did you plant it?
Planted how?
Are you a Chiva?
How do you plant it?
Oh, for years we called Sedano the Chiva.
But how do you plant it? What do you mean plant it? What do you mean?
Were you a Chivato? Did one of you and your gutless Cappy Cast crew write this up and send it to Jason Barrett and the Barrett Sports Media folks and say, hey, would love a little love?
Yeah. Chivato! Here's the other thing.
Yeah.
It doesn't even have like a writer. It just says BSM staff.
That could be me.
Are you BSM staff?
That could be me.
There's a joke I could make about that, but I'm not going to.
That could be me. It's
I
possible.
mean, Cappy.
Yeah, let me hear. Okay, so hold on. Just
Go
so
ahead.
you guys know, I came into this party a little bit late today.
What do you mean? You've been here all day.
You've been here since I walked in at 8 o'clock in the morning.
When somebody, I don't remember if it was George or if it was Lindsay Baseball, put into the Sedano and Cap, the text, the group text that we have about this article, I said, okay, listen, this is what these guys do. They listen to radio shows around the country, especially big superstars on major market radio stations like this one, and they analyze what's being said. Now, if you think that I've said something that's not true, I would just remind everybody, Rob Pelinka made an appearance on the Mason and Ireland show. He suggested that if I have any strong opinions...
Right, but here's the thing. He said, they said, Cappy's got a lot of opinions, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, well, if Cappy's got anything that can help us win,
right.
then I'd love to hear from it, because they talked about how you turtarded with him.
Okay.
But
Here,
this
we'll play it real quick.
Go ahead and
Go
play.
ahead. Yeah, play the clip.
As long as he's got some good advice. I get great advice from, our Lakers Nation. Appreciate when they give ideas, support. So if Cappy's got some ideas or a good strategy for, this series, we're all ears.
Okay.
And the beginning of that was Mason saying, in jest, how you were afraid
To go up
meet
to
him
right.
with Ramona.
Yeah.
And that he should, next time you're going to want to go up to him and introduce yourself, and you'll give him all these ideas. And that was his response.
Right, and subsequently, from the day of that on-air appearance by Rob Pelinka till today, I have given him several excellent and solid pieces of advice.
Yeah, not really. But what this is the hilarious part. So in the article at Barrett Sports Media that talks about us and really you and your lies, it says, not every manager considers external perspectives, but Sedano and Kaplan have discovered that Lakers general manager Rob Pelinka is a regular listener of their radio program. In an interview with Mason and Ireland show, Pelinka said that Kaplan has good ideas and that the team is flexible to consider them. That is not what he said in that clip you just played there.
That's what I heard.
Not just that. If this
As
was
long as he's got some good advice. I get great advice from, our our Lakers Nation,
You're
appreciate
not Lakers Nation.
when they give ideas, support. So if Cappy's got some ideas or a good strategy for, this series, we're all ears.
Right.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. Anybody listening to the audio of yesterday's show would know it's in jest. It was funny. You had sarcasm. So that makes me believe it is a written, planted piece.
You planted this. You see?
You gutless!
And you're reckless.
Yeah.
And reckless.
You know what I should? You know what? I'll tell you guys truthfully.
Are you this desperate for attention and love?
Right before the Mandys?
I know I should have done this before the voting closed. I think that.
Wait. Hold on. There's more.
Okay, because
hold
I
on.
wanted to explain how the article was written.
Kaplan, who was informed that Pelinka often listens to the first 45 minutes of the show, has been outspoken in expressing his disdain towards the idea of the Lakers signing Irvin. Quote, he also understands the trendsetters we have become, as in you and me, Kaplan said of Pelinka, and therefore that we not just have our finger on the pulse, but rather actually influence the pulse.
I mean, you're bearing the lead here with the headline being Scott Kaplan, Lakers front office, understands influence of our show.
Oh, my God. This is such nonsense.
That is such a bomb headline.
The hilarious part is that none of this is true.
It's all true.
And this idiot who wrote this story, or this idiot that listened to you planting this story, just took it hook, line, and sinker.
Here's what I think happened. I think this is. I really think I'm going to get to the bottom of this right now.
Uh-huh.
I think somebody heard this.
Yeah.
And then these guys from Barrett Sports Media, because you notice there's no writer's name.
Right, just says BSM staff.
What they did is they put into ChatGPT, Kaplan and Sedano said this about Pelinka, and that's the article that was written.
Yeah, no, they heard what they heard what you said, but they believed that you were telling the truth.
Well,
when our entire audience knows you're full of crap.
Read the last paragraph, the second to last paragraph of the article.
Oh, you even know it where it is, the second to last paragraph?
Read the second to last paragraph, because Andy Kamenetsky pointed this out to me. Wait till you read the last sentence.
I've seen this. Kaplan divulged that there's a fan of the show who listens to the program after the fact as a podcast and comments thereafter.
Which is Dead Meow.
No.
He's talking about
Greg and PV.
Greg and
Okay,
PV.
okay.
Yeah. He has expressed that Kaplan is, quote, a jerk for not wanting Kyrie and apparently has a preference for Sedano and the others on the show. He then asked Sedano if he had seen the tweet where the user sent out a picture of a dartboard where Kaplan's face was a bullseye. Sedano revealed he had not seen the tweet, leading Kaplan to disclose it was something he made up. Just like this entire story he told you yesterday, you idiot, and you wrote a story about it.
You clearly made this up, Cap.
Which
This
is
is all a plan.
absolutely diabolically genius by you. Because this moron was dumb enough to fall for all of this, not understanding that you are a liar.
I am not lying. Somebody, listen to me. Hold on a second. I want to defend myself
The
here.
Pelinka stuff is the lead headline, which is a bull crap. It's
Okay.
not real.
Okay.
You said at the end of yesterday's show, or at the end of that segment yesterday, Cappy, that you made it all up. You literally said that.
Let me say this. You ready? I'm going to say this in my own
Maybe
defense
his
here.
internet was buffering.
It's possible.
And that part was out.
Or he was just like, oh, I've got everything I need.
Let me
Let me
say
type
something
away.
in my defense. You ready for
Yes.
this? All right. This all goes back to yesterday and the Shams Charania report that Kyrie Irving called LeBron James and asked LeBron to come join him in Dallas. That's where this all started.
Correct.
Okay? And George said that he believes that somebody, be it Kyrie or somebody close to Kyrie, legitimately said to Shams, Kyrie called LeBron.
Right, which is what I said, which is also dictated in this story, that I said that.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm telling you guys that somebody told me that Rob Pelinka listens to the show every day between 4 and 4:45.
You're so full of crap.
I can't reveal my sources,
You're so full
but
of it.
somebody told me that.
Yeah.
Just like somebody told Shams that Kyrie called LeBron. Somebody told me that Rob listens to the show between 4 and 4:45. I haven't verified it, but I've been told. And it's true, by the way. We're not just people who have our fingers on the pulse. We are the people who set the trend that becomes the pulse of the fans.
Did you think about what could happen if the Lakers were to read this?
What could happen?
They're not going to be very happy about it.
Why would they not be happy? What would they not be
Because
happy
it's
about?
not real.
It's a lie.
And they're going to think we're behind putting it out there.
Somebody told me.
Did you think about the communications department of Good Karma Brands?
Or ESPN, for that matter.
That Good Karma Brands take this very seriously.
Okay.
In fact, last year, the BSM wanted to write a piece about the Mandys. And the communications person who runs all of our communications, press releases, and everything, passed on it
Oh,
at
really?
the time.
Really?
Because they didn't like the idea of us doing that sort of thing, fluffing ourselves.
You mean, but
Like that giant fluff that you just gave us.
what about the giant fluff we're having on Saturday night?
That's our event.
Oh.
But we don't need somebody to write about it.
Yeah, we don't need to. We don't want anyone to write about it. As a matter of fact, we don't even want people. They're not even allowed to use their cell phones during the event.
Are phones permitted inside the Mandy's?
Inside,
Yeah, it's fine.
But
It's
there's
whatever.
going to be security people keeping an eye not to video.
Yeah, we don't
it.
like video and stuff.
Yeah.
We don't like a lot of, just randomly inviting people out of nowhere to an award show where we celebrate ourselves.
But-
I mean, who would do that?
This off the heels of me calling you reckless, and this is exactly what happens the next day. I read this in the middle of the morning, and I'm like, what is happening here? I thought it was a satirical piece. Like I thought at the end of this, it was going to be some punchline that said these guys are hilarious because obviously they're living in another universe, but they're great at yelling at each other, odd couple, screaming at each other, kind of messing with the mind of the listener, theater of the mind. And I'm like, it never came. That sentence, that paragraph never showed up in the story. And I'm like, this guy thinks this is real.
I think you guys are going to be surprised to find out that Rob Pelinka is a daily listener to this show
Now,
between 4 and
listen.
4:45. Rob, what's up?
Now-
Shout out, my man.
Now listen, former Lakers head coach and current Phoenix Suns head coach Frank Vogel used to listen all the time.
Oh, yeah? According to who?
He told me.
He did tell. He told.
Okay, you're revealing your sources here. Okay.
I've said this on the air numerous times.
I know. I just thought this time you might decide to shut it down.
Why?
I don't
After
know. Why
I've
not?
said it before?
I don't know. You don't like to give up your sources.
Why do you have to be a bad guy, Cappy?
Bad guy?
Why do you have to be a bad guy? Why can't? Isn't it just enough doing afternoon drive in L.A.? We saved you from whatever career you had left, and we put you and we made you a star.
Uh-huh.
You won Mandy.
You won
An
Host of
inaugural.
the Year. You won Man of the People. What else did we win? I say we, but
Pain in the ass of the year.
yes. And then Lindsay won Radio Tinder Producer of the Year.
Right.
You're looking to repeat, but that's not enough for you. And Rachel telling you, you need more, Scott. They make fun of you all day. Fight back. So you call your friends at Barrett Sports Media and say, hey, let me just send something over to make yourself feel better. Not thinking of how this could impact the show, impact the radio family here.
How do you think the Lakers are going to receive this information?
They're going to say, guys, are you joking around? Because Rob doesn't listen every day, and we really don't need that in print.
Do you think Jeannie today is going to be going into the office going, I was just listening to Sedano and Kap?
No.
And they say that Rob listens every day? Rob, are you really spending 45 minutes a day listening to Sedano and Kap?
But the point is, we don't need that sort of fluff. This
We
is
don't?
a big-time radio station. We're not in Tuscaloosa doing some radio show where, like, darn it, if somebody would just notice us, we'd be stars. We're stars. This is a big-time radio station.
Yeah.
We don't need a fluff piece. We don't.
Don't
By
need
the
to be
way,
fluffed.
Crypto Ray says The Hollywood Reporter is breaking news. Scott Kaplan says Ben Affleck and Matt Damon were inspired for Air, the movie, because of there were longtime listeners to Sedano and Kap.
And I love the folks over at Barrett Sports Media.
You
They're-
do.
I enjoyed the Barrett Sports Media Summit that it was here in L.A. That's when
Right.
our friend Evan Cohen came in. But a guy like Evan Cohen, Vice President of Content for
Yep.
Good Karma Brands,
Right.
you know what he would say?
Tell me.
Just keep your head low.
Keep your head low.
Don't need the fluff.
Lay low, collect the dough.
Ramon Cruz says, I wish the Mandy's had a biggest gutless award because Cap would win it hands down. Hashtag you're gutless.
There should be a Gutless Award next year. Next year for the Mandy's, there should be a Gutless
Who's
Award.
gutless?
I like it.
Who's the most gutless on
Oh,
710?
yeah, you. That's another award for
Yeah.
you.
All right, well,
It's you.
Right, another award for me. I'm creating awards for myself. I'm planting stories and creating awards.
I can't believe this.
I'm bothered by it that you would need that. Like, you don't get enough attention. We love you, Cappy. We built you out of nothing.
I'll tell you, I did feel very special last night. I will admit this. I will admit it.
Did you go to Craig's?
I went to Craig's.
TMZ took a picture of you?
I walked in.
Of course, if you don't know, Craig's is a famous restaurant in West Hollywood.
Yeah, where all the TMZ hang out.
Yeah.
I walk in. I walk through the front little area. I'm going to go over to the bar. And some guy's sitting at the table, and he's like, Cap, what's up? And, of course, I gave him the point, like, my man, how you doing? Good to see you, man. And I was looking around for Jennifer Aniston last night because I figured, last night would be the night we'd run into each other.
Yeah,
It didn't
yeah.
happen.
Right.
Didn't run into her.
Yeah.
Did you have the great vegan ice cream sundae afterwards?
I did not, actually.
Did you have the chicken parm pizza?
No, he didn't get chicken parm.
You didn't get chicken parm at Craig's?
I know.
What the hell's wrong with you?
Nah, these
Did
two-
you at least have the chicken parm pizza?
And by the
I
way,
did not.
Secret menu?
do you know what he said why when I asked him this morning? Because if you say you go to Craig's, oh, did you have the chicken parm? No, we were kind of watching it. I go, like, watching the tab or, no, watching calories.
You don't go there to watch
I
calories.
agree with you, but these two guys I was with, they were both feeling very anti-carb last night, so I ran with it. You know, there was some emotion involved here. Okay, some emotional.
Then go to
issues.
a different restaurant. Go to like a sushi place for
What'd
that.
you get anyway?
Had a New York strip that was cut up for the table, which was very, very lovely.
Yeah, for the table.
Yeah, for the table.
That's a Sliwa bit.
Had the Melman chicken dish, and that's probably an off the menu sort of a thing. You know, like a guy who knows Craig kind of a deal. You know, had some broccoli, chopping broccoli.
I know you guys didn't enjoy that bit, but that's one of my favorites.
It's one of my favorites.
Friday
I didn't
night,
care for it.
I kept watching
Yeah.
it over and over again, laughing hysterically. And he redid it, Dana Carvey, a few years ago
Yeah.
with a full-blown orchestra
Right.
on Saturday Night Live.
Smiley, she went downtown.
I find
She
it.
bought some, and she's rolling his eyes. She bought some broccoli. She brought it home. He chop broccoli.
Sedano doesn't like it.
Chop broccoli. Chop broccoli. She chop broccoli. She chop broccoli. She chop broccoli. She chop. She chop broccoli.
Such a freaking idiot. I swear to God. I can't wait till next Lakers season. All of a sudden, I run into Palinka. He's like, "Hey, 45 minutes, huh?"
Oh man, that's good. That's good. It feels good.
We got to get the orchestra version.
Yeah,
of
we
it.
were combining breaks at this point. We've already blown past.
I figured.
Yeah, at this point.
We're giving you a little freedom these days. We'll see what
Nice.
happens.
Nice.
We don't have to pull back on the reins, Cappy. You keep.
Uh-oh, Coach Dave Miller.
Oh, God.
Cappy,
He literally texts because he knows Sedano will read it every time.
Sedano, in case Cappy is put on 3-month paid suspension, I'm available.
Shocking. Thanks, Coach.
Reckless but entertaining.
I love Coach Dave Miller, but I always know there's a hook coming for Dave Miller.
Yeah.
Which is Sedano and Dave Miller.
No, it's Coach Dave Miller and Sedano.
Didn't we have an ESPN show called Coach and something? Coach and the Sedano. Wasn't there like there was an ESPN
Coach and Company.
Yeah, or something
Jonathan
like that.
Coachman.
Yeah.
Well, that's just wonderful.
So yesterday,
Yeah.
you invited McMiniman.
Wow, a Sedano sigh from Morales.
I did one at 10:22 this morning on Travis, by the way.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, what exactly happened yesterday? I'm not sure.
Oh, wait. Before we get to that,
Yeah.
what happened on Travis and Slee that they were ripping Cappy? Now, you and I can rip
No,
Cappy.
no.
Laura and Lindsay can rip
It was a
Cappy.
caller.
But no Travis and Sliwa people can rip
It was a
Cappy.
call.
Tell 'em,
So,
That guy can go to hell.
Oh, my.
so Travis at Sliwa, the whole bit to give away. By the way, we've got a pair of Mandy's tickets to give away. I don't know which bit, how we're giving them away just yet, but we'll figure out a way.
Okay.
The bit on Travis and Sliwa is that you had to call in and tell us why you should be at the Mandy's.
Okay.
Right.
And this caller decided to call in and just rip everything on the radio station other than the Travis and Sliwa.
Long-time listener. I listen to every show, and I'm going to keep it real. You guys are the best show of all of the ESPN LA hosts. You guys keep it to sports. You gave good stories. Like, Slee is a great storyteller. Mason and Ireland are great personalities, but unfortunately they digress from sports too often. I go on the show, and they're talking about Tinder date or whatever the hell. And then Sedano and Cap.
date.
Sedano's great. I'm going to keep it completely honest. Cap is the weakest link of all 6 hosts. Listen, I listened to Sedano and Cap the other day. Cap is talking about why his big toenail is too ugly to go to the beach with.
But you listened
like,
and you
guys-
could recite that back to me. That's pretty good.
He loves me, though.
But the point is this
He's
guy
listening for me.
This guy says he wants the sports and not the bits. He tells us about the bits.
Right.
And he was referencing Radio Tinder, which used to be on Mason, Ireland. And then he wants to go and attend a party that's all about bits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what, Ryan? I may have sent you to hell, but because you said you love me, you get a round trip from hell.
You come
get
back.
to come back.
You come back on Breezy Airways.
Oh, that's a nice
Round trip ticket back from hell.
So now, with regards to the Mandy's,
You being the weakest link?
and I am the weak link.
Are you
and-
the weakest link?
Oh,
Goodbye.
I think so.
Remember
I
that
mean-
show?
Yeah.
With that little German lady? Yeah.
Cap is the weakest link.
He is the weakest link. So now, as the weakest link, it's probably not a smart thing for me to do to act like I have an unlimited supply of Mandy's tickets. Okay?
Right. Because you gave one to Dave McMiniman yesterday.
So I don't. Sometimes here's what happens. Sometimes when we get off the air, I don't remember things that happened on the air.
right.
Oh, good. That's good.
Yeah.
No.
That's
Okay.
probably how we ended up with that story in Barrett Sports Media.
So can someone remind me what happened yesterday with
I mean,
McMiniman?
I'm sure Laura and Lindsay can find
Well,
the audio
Lindsay-
of you at the end inviting him.
Lindsay recited it to me on text because I had missed that part. And I just said he did what was my reply. So
Well,
why
wait.
don't you explain it, Lindsay?
Yeah, Lindsay, what exactly happened?
Well, in Cappy's defense, I'm with you here on Cap. He nicely invited him.
Oh,
to be
I
his
don't have a
guest at
problem with
the
you inviting
Mandy's.
McMiniman. Like, I want McMiniman to be there. The problem is there's very limited seating in this place, and Cappy's giving out these things like they're candy.
Well, I was thinking McMiniman considered our table. We would just
Your
squeeze a little
table
bit.
has been full for a month.
Oh.
Hold on. Here. We can hear for ourselves what he did yesterday after McMiniman came on to tell us about the Kyrie thing.
Hey, Dave, you coming to the Mandy's on Saturday night?
Well, it's the first invite I got, perhaps.
Wow.
Yeah. Shoot me the details.
You know what? You know what? I will have Dave McMiniman as my guest at the Mandy's.
Oh, there you go.
And he should sit at our table.
He would sit at our table.
He should sit at our table.
We'll put Lindsay on the case here as
All
we
right.
got to go because Laura's giving us
Good
the side eye because we're about to break past the break time.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the thing.
All right.
You already have a guest, Rachel. Mm-hmm. You have now sent me 6 other people that you wanted as guests.
Wait. You know what? If you're going to go all Logan Roy on him real quick right now, hold on.
You've sent me 6 other guests that were your guests, and I took care of them all. Okay? And now you want to throw in Dave McMiniman. And again, I like Dave. But just a few weeks ago, we had a whole thing over a bit going sideways. And again, you want to invite him to the night of bits. Like an Eyes Wide Shut party, except it's all bits. Mm-hmm. I just don't know if you fully explained to him what it was.
Yeah, that's true. I feel like you're right. I mean, I just want to say something
I
about...
feel like Dave will have a great time.
We've worked Dave in. He's not at your table.
He's good. He's a good hang.
He's not at your table, but he's at a table close by.
And I'm going to get him a wristband for the after party, too. I'm going to get him a VIP
we have
wristband.
to talk about that. That came up on a Bristol meeting.
Oy
Wait,
vey.
what?
Oy vey.
Hold on. You did what? And it came up where?
I'm in more trouble now?
Yeah.
What? Hold on. What? I missed that part because Laura was in my ear. What just
That
happened?
came up on a meeting with the Triple Bs.
What happened, though? What came
The
up?
after party is now a subject. It has traveled all the way to the east.
Oy vey. This now explains why when I said to Bergie earlier, I said, hey, you coming to the after party? He's like, I don't think. I go, why? What's I can't. I don't know. I'm like, oh, something's wrong.
You done it again, Cappy.
I did it again.
How do you keep causing me so much grief? Honestly.
That's all you do.
I know. It's amazing.
This is the biggest week of the year. It's also the week I don't sleep at all just to get through Saturday night. And every day, Cappy invited somebody else. Oh, Cappy needs this. Oh, this.
Well, as far as the other tickets that I needed, keep in mind a couple of things. One couple is the people that are throwing their own after party, not my after party. So that they're throwing an after party. Okay, then
You realize the after party that we will promote on stage
Yeah.
is one of this.
yeah,
Go downstairs to one of the public bars within the complex of Commerce Casino, play a little blackjack,
yeah.
and we're all going to go down there, and we're more than happy to have fun and frivolity and have a few cocktails, and then go back to our hotel rooms and go to sleep. Because
That's
at
what I'm
that
gonna
point, this is a 7-8 hour night.
That's what I'm going to do.
No, that's not what you're going to do.
So I have people throwing a party.
Uh-huh.
I have my clothing designer Zap in the house, and I have my security guy Travis also coming. So this is why I needed extra tickets at the last minute. And then McMiniman, I was trying to send an olive branch to McMiniman.
No.
You notice that he said it's the first invitation I've gotten. Where's Sedano with an invitation from McMiniman?
Because I think we all figured he doesn't necessarily. What's going on over there?
Lindsay and I are talking because she blew my eardrums out. Yeah.
I need you to deal with his nonsense.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
I figured that Dave McMiniman probably wouldn't be into an event like that, and he's busy the NBA Finals. I'm more than happy
He's
for
not.
him to
He's
be.
not on the NBA Finals, so because the Lakers aren't there, so we're good.
If I'm being honest about it, I kind of threw it out there, and he'd be like, "Nah."
You
thanks,
thought no,
man.
and
Yeah.
then of course, but this
Right.
is what
Because you're a
doing.
fake.
But you know what Dave did give us? Well, you are kind of a fake. There's that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But McMiniman did give us real news, not fake news, about this whole alleged Kyrie LeBron thing yesterday.
that's right.
So let's hear what, because, you want to talk about nonsense. I mean, that thing, complete nonsense. Fake. That's fake. But McMiniman told us why it's fake.
This is a non-story. If LeBron James had a different contract situation, perhaps we could begin to get into it. But it's important to, by me saying a non-story, of course, The Athletic, Bleacher Report, they're not making up what they're printing, but what they are being told from clearly this is not coming from LeBron James' side of things. This is a one-man operation. This is from the Kyrie Irving camp. And when that information gets disseminated, there's no, but what about LeBron's contract? Or Well, LeBron has to ask for a buyout. That's asinine. This isn't going to go anywhere. But clearly, people who are close to Kyrie Irving want this out there for a reason, and that reason hasn't shown itself quite yet.
And to bring it all back, that's how we ended up. That conversation is how we ended up in Barrett Sports Media today with you lying to everyone.
No, wait a second. Actually, not only were we written about and headlined on Barrett Sports Media,
but Dave was also aggregated from our show for that comment.
Well, he was
on a different all over like the blogosphere.
Fan Nation, which is one of these Sports Illustrated subsidiaries, picked up Dave McMenamin and then quoted him on our show. So every time you and Ramona say, hey, don't aggregate me, I've always thought that's one of the dumber things I've ever heard said.
Yeah, but then you saw it happen today.
But then I got aggregated.
Right.
Hey, doesn't feel so great to be aggregated.
Yeah.
I didn't mind non-aggregation when I wasn't aggregated.
Yeah.
But now that I'm aggregated, don't like it.
You want to tell people not to aggregate you?
Don't aggregate me, people.
All right, coming up next, we got more on McMenamin on AD and the latest on his extension. Also, big game 3 coming up here in the NBA Finals, and the battle of skin care products between our show here, between Cappy and Lindsay and Laura, mostly.
I use skincare products.
Oh, you can jump.
You don't moisturize every day? No.
Face soap, he says.
Every morning and every
Just
night.
wash.
He's
Just
like
regular-
Dial.
But face soap.
No, Dial.
Yeah, face soap.
Like bar Dial.
No. That's
No,
Travis.
not that.
No, you can't do
in a
that.
hotel, I'll use that sometimes.
All right.
Yeah. But before all that,
Does dye his hair,
So
though.
no, I don't dye my hair. I mean,
Why would you say that?
Because yesterday I was talking about this gray yarmulke that I got on the top of my head. I'm going to get my
I
hair
said just
dyed.
to go
I'm
natural.
going to get my hair dyed for the Mandy's.
Yeah.
No,
I told
it's
him I'm
gonna
gonna
look.
get-
It's gonna look dyed.
Yeah. We got to go to break.
Yeah.
We can talk about your dyed hair later. But anyway, so game 3, big game 3, skincare products and AD, the future of AD's contract. All that coming up in a second. But first, if you're injured in an auto accident of any kind, you might be wondering, what are some of the advantages of hiring my guy, Jacob and Ronnie? Well, first, if you're hiring Jacob and Ronnie, you're hiring someone who has over 25 years experience. But the simplest answer is this: Jacob and his team will hold your hand through the entire process, kind of like we have to do with Cappy every day here. Jacob will handle everything from the phone calls for the rental car to get your car fixed, finding the doctor in your area. They'll deal with the insurance company on your behalf, which is a huge pain in the butt. And Jacob can immediately get you the medical attention you deserve, which is the most important thing. And with 25 plus years of experience, they have the reputation and clout to get you the compensation you deserve. El dinero. So if you're injured in an accident, there's only one name to remember. Jacob, Jacob, Jacob. Man, call him. A lot of attorneys say they'll fight for you. You call Jacob, he'll win for you. Call him at 844-24-JACOB. That's 844-24-JACOB. Or visit him online at calljacob.com.
supposed to be me.
Yeah.
A little radio thing. We didn't want me playing back to back.
I know, it's okay. Hey, there's Justin. Shaffy.
Shaffy's going to be.
Shaffy.
There's a Shaffy dance I'm going to use in the Mandy Awards.
A Shaffy dance.
Shaffy dance.
Wait till the people meet Shaffy. I feel like the fans who don't know Shaffy, they probably don't know who he is because he's the sales manager, or what do they call him around?
Director of sales.
Whatever. Director of sales.
Well, not whatever.
It's the sales manager.
No, we do things differently in
DOS.
GKB.
It's a whole different language.
DOS. So
It
he's
is
the DOS.
National Applesauce Cake Day. That sounds horrible.
Yeah.
And on this day in 1998, the number one hit, Brandy and Monica.
Oh.
The Boy Is Mine, yo.
The boy is mine.
Great song. It is
year?
1998.
Yeah. Sounds right.
It is Mandy's week. 4 days until the Mandy Awards. Saturday night at the Commerce Casino. Commerce Casino, where the game reigns. Thanks to our friends at George Chevrolet presenting the Man of the People Award today, Saturday night. Of course, our friend John Good over there. You won that last year. Mm-hmm. A lot of people think you're not going to win it this year.
I don't think I'll win it.
Beto.
George Chevrolet, your 5-time Chevy Dealer of the Year. So
I voted
thank
for
you.
Beto. Man of the people.
So
I
did
think I voted for Beto.
I think I did too. Beto has been referring to himself as the man of the people.
I mean, he kind of really is the man of the people.
Right, but when you are the man of the people, you don't have to tell
I mean,
everybody
you
that.
became the man of the people because he actually embraced you and took you to East L.A.
Well, I think that was a little before, right?
No.
You won in June. We did that in like August.
I want to
Technically.
Was it?
Yeah,
Yeah, I think
because we were
That is
reviewing.
true.
We
Oh,
were
is it for
reviewing
this
the
year?
tape.
that's what
Yeah,
I'm
we
saying
were
is
reviewing the tape the other day.
when you are the man of the people, you don't have to tell everybody you're the man of the
Oh,
people.
wow. You taking shots at Beto
No,
now?
take a
I
shot
voted
to
for
Beto.
him. I voted for him. I
No,
did.
but you took a shot at him.
And I also had to consider.
Cappy's getting a little wild.
Oh no, Cappy needs to get taken down. Just
couple
a notch.
pegs?
Just a couple,
Pegs.
Well, Chris, let me say one
LA
thing
Cap.
to you. Let me say one thing
LA
to you.
Cap.
That's right. You've been working hard. I've been following all your social media. You've been putting out these cards, index cards of which the order of all the show.
Where's the butt coming?
No butt.
He's got
No
something
butt.
for me.
I
He's going to
brought-
try to butter me up.
I'm not buttering anything. I'm telling you that when it's all over, you go out and you play golf. Here's a brand new box of Chrome Softs, Callaway. I stopped over and saw my great friend Jason Finley on the way up from South LA.
Did you tell him you were going to do an on-air mention for this?
No.
Okay.
But
Why are you buttering him up?
I'm not buttering him up. I brought golf balls for all the boys that play golf because
Now-
all these guys have been doing a great job.
Now,
man.
I usually am a Titleist guy, but I will say that the Callaway Chrome Soft, these, I'm going to show you, George, why these are special. They got the 3 stripes on there, right? See
Right.
that? So now I don't have to make my own stripe, which I usually do. Now I get the 3 stripes on there,
Yep,
which is
lines
nice.
up his
So
putts.
thank you, Cappy, for that. That's very nice, especially on a day that the PGA, and I know we won't get too into it on this show, but
I gotta get
PGA and
into it.
LIV merged today.
You want to talk about that?
I am disgusted and entertained at the same time.
Okay.
By the PGA Tour. Just can't help but laugh.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, guys, really? Like a year ago, you were saying all these terrible, nasty things about the LIV Tour and trying to steal your players and, Saudi money, blood money, blah, blah, blah. And then like a year later, you're like, look, they gave us a ton of money. So we just did whatever they wanted.
Well, it's not just that. It's also the litigation part of it where the Saudis have so much money that they could have just they could have bled them in court.
Well,
it's kind of
right.
like in Succession.
Yeah.
When Sandy was trying to buy the company, they were just going to bleed each other in court.
The antitrust lawsuit would have been a big problem.
I understand. So what they did was they got bought out, essentially, by the Saudis.
It was a merger.
Oh, please.
As they said in
Put it
Succession,
this way.
Sedano, a merger of equals.
Yeah.
Yes.
Put it this way. Jay Monahan, the guy who's the PGA Tour commissioner, now you're not playing games anymore, buddy. This ain't just about business and dealing with other CEOs. This is real life now, pal. Real life.
So what's your spin on it?
My spin on it is it's unbelievably entertaining.
Well, no, but that's not just the spin. Like,
Yeah.
there's got to be more to this.
No, because here's the thing. This morning at about 7:30 a.m., I get a text message from a buddy of mine who is not a huge sports fan,
Yeah.
but he's in the financial world. He goes, can you believe this whole story with the PGA and LIV? At this point, I'm like, I don't even know what you're talking about. But I know
Shocker.
that he's not. What do you mean shocker? When did it break, George? When did it break, smart guy? Huh? Rick Moranis? When did it break? All right, you tell me.
The chopping broccoli.
I mean, come on, man. You're dropping kids off at school. You don't know what's going on.
I have alerts on my phone that tell me when things are happening.
Okay, but here's the thing.
I love that your insult is Rick Moranis.
Yeah, right. But here's the thing.
You know he was on D&D because he had a late night over at the East Central, maybe.
Right.
Oh, yeah. Well, he was at Craig's, remember?
Don't
Eating
forget
broccoli.
about Craig's first. But
Did you
here's the,
fart a lot after the broccoli?
You chopping broccoli.
I don't remember having tremendous gas. And remember, I've told you since I had COVID, my farts no longer smell.
Right. Yeah, or you can't smell them. But anyway, go ahead. So you were saying.
So it's about 7:30 this morning.
Yeah.
I get a text message from a friend of mine who's not a big sports fan.
Yeah,
and he
we heard
tells
that
me,
already.
Well, I'm just resetting it for you.
God, it was 10 seconds ago. It was.
It's going to get contentious
I'm
like
gonna-
yesterday's show.
I'm going to reset for the third time if you don't stop.
Oh, for the love of God.
But I know that this friend of mine is not watching First Take. And I know that he's not watching an ESPN show. I know he's got CNBC on his TV.
Right.
So I go on to CNBC.
Yeah.
And I start to see all these stories about the Live Golf Tour and the PGA Tour merging,
Yeah.
right? I go on to ESPN.com. Story's not there. The sports services had not yet picked up the story. The story was broken on a financial television network.
Right.
It was not broken on a sports network.
Because that's where the PGA commissioner or whatever was on.
But when Jay Monahan, who is the PGA Tour commissioner, whose name most of us don't even know, sat there on CNBC today with whoever the guy is that's the Saudi guy that runs their operations, and they tried to tell me that the merger is between these two companies so that they can help create greater exposure for the game of golf around the world, I'm like, bro, we're on CNBC. The people who are watching this channel are interested in the business and the money. They're not a bunch of morons, okay? The fact that you're trying to sell us on global growth of golf rather than just telling us the truth, which is this was a big money grab, you insulted all these guys for taking the money like Phil Mickelson, and a year later, you're taking the money?
Well, and also other guys did not take money. Now, I would not have taken the money. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
so if you were that principled and you would not take the money.
I probably I mean, if there's nowhere else to play golf, like, that's a tough spot. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So if you're
But
Rory,
I depends on how old I was and how much money I made on the tour already. If it were me, like if I were, give me a golfer
I'll give you one.
who's accomplished.
Rory McIlroy.
I would retire. I would.
Sedano didn't take all that Fox money a few years ago when everybody was getting it. He stayed at ESPN. He didn't run over there with others.
Okay, and are Fox and ESPN about to merge at all? Maybe?
No.
I mean, Disney did buy a bunch of Fox.
Well, yeah, 20th Century Fox.
So this is the question, though.
Not a
It's
similar comp. I mean,
but it is a good question. If you're Rory McIlroy and you've been one of the guys that defended the PGA Tour,
I would retire.
And you stuck around.
I'd be like Big Bird to Jay Monahan. You made me look like an idiot, but you know what? You made me. You used me. And not an idiot. You used me. And now you went and did this behind my back. This after I stood up for you and what was right.
Right.
And you used me, and now you turned your back on
Right.
me. Go to hell.
Right.
Go to hell.
But you know
It
what's
is true.
You know what's going to happen with these guys? All these guys, Tiger Woods, Rory McIlroy, who did not go over to live and did not take that money, and now they're merged. Phil's got his money, and he's going to have what he wanted, which is to play on the PGA Tour. They're going to wind up paying these guys. They're going to wind up giving these guys a fortune. And all these guys who didn't want to take the money are all going to take the money.
All right, coming up next,
What do you think about that?
Money in the Bank, winner of Game 3. Big moment in the NBA Finals. We'll get to that. Plus the AD stuff. We never got to that because we went into the live stuff. AD's contract, the extension. Do you do it? Do you not do it? We'll get to all that coming up.
5 o'clock in the Southland. A live imaging Tuesday is on Sedano Kap.
Oh, that was funny. In the break.
You gutless.
You gutless.
It is time for what you need to know.
How about a piece for the brick?
It's time for what you need to know.
Yes, and that was JT that we were referring to.
You always get me in trouble when you do that, by the way.
I do?
You always get me in trouble.
Because he's monitoring.
I'll FaceTime him right now.
Because then he calls me. He goes, your boy Sedano's got something nasty he wants to say to me?
That's not true. I love him.
Does he then call?
I
Barrett
worked with
Sports?
him back to back. Old school Fox Sports Radio, 2004 to 2007.
And then
JT the Brick into Sedano.
Yeah.
And then he'll make a live imaging Tuesday joke on his Sirius show.
Yeah.
And he'll do it when he knows I'm with Cappy in the car. Cappy will like magically put the station on and be like,
We should have JT the Brick here. Honestly, we should bring the Brick House to 710 ESPN. Raider fans would love it.
Well, wait a second.
Raider fans unite tonight.
I have said to you many times we should have JT on the show because he is like the
no,
leader
we should have him
of-
as a host, I said.
Okay, but in the meantime,
Maybe on this show.
right, as a Raider, right, JT and I would be great together. I would love to work with JT. But he's the leader of the Raider fan base.
He is.
We should have him on around here.
Yeah.
What were we doing?
I've suggested that 100
What
times.
you need to know, brought to you by Morongo Casino Resort and Spa. Good times, less than 90 minutes.
New
from wherever
host.
You are. I think he should come on at 6, and we should just go 3 to 6.
Well, I've said to you many times.
Then we can move Mason Ireland back, Sliwa and Travis back.
But
Just,
also summer hours. Don't forget Fridays, summer hours, 6 to 7. We're not supposed to be on the air.
That's
6 to
not
7
true.
on Fridays.
Yeah, that's not true.
Should hand off to the Brick.
That's not
You
true.
do Raider talk.
Take it away, producer Lindsay.
Thanks, Christopher. So a wolverine has been spotted in California for only the second confirmed time in nearly 100 years. In May, the lone wolverine was spotted on camera on 2 separate occasions in the Inyo National Forest in both Inyo and Mono counties, as well as a third sighting in Yosemite. The California Department of Fish and Wildlife analyzed the videos and photos and did confirm that it is an actual wolverine.
Wow.
It's an incredibly rare sighting in the state, as wolverines tend to be primarily found in Canada and Alaska, with some small populations located in the Rocky and Cascade mountain ranges.
How about that?
I didn't even think that wolverines were a real thing.
Yeah, I didn't either. I didn't know they were real.
Yeah, why you think they just like a mythical animal?
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
that's
I
what
thought it
thought.
was from
That's exactly-
from
I
like
thought it was from a
X-Men.
movie.
Yeah,
I thought
exactly.
it was like
You thought it was
Wolverine.
what's his face from
Jack
the
Greatest
Greatest
something.
Showman, Hugh Jackman.
Hugh
yeah,
Jackman,
Jack
yes.
Human Jackman.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hugh Jackman. Yes.
You think Michigan just made up a mythical animal
Yes.
to be
Yes.
their?
That's
Yes.
right. I thought
Yes.
Wolverine was a made-up thing.
So you
I mean-
basically the Michigan unicorns is what you thought they were.
The Ohio State Buckeyes are the Buckeye, the guy with
It's
his
a
head.
poisonous nut.
It's a vegetable.
Sure, but he's not like, he didn't bruise.
Yeah, but that's what Brutus's head is. It's a poisonous nut.
I'm
didn't
sure
know
I
that.
could think of
I thought
a.
Buckeyes are poisonous?
Yes.
I thought you can eat them in like soup.
No, Buckeyes are poisonous.
Really?
I'm sure that there's at least
There's
one.
probably some that are non-poisonous, but
Did you know Buckeyes are poisonous?
I did not know that. Nor did I know that a Wolverine was a real animal.
It's
I
a,
didn't
it's a
either,
gutless school.
Lindsay
anyway.
didn't know. I blew her mind. And I was like, girl, look at a Wolverine. She's like, that's real? I'm like, yeah,
That is for real.
Thought it was an X-Men. That's
wow,
all.
you and Cappy.
that's rare.
It is rare.
I mean,
Well, wait till later. Wait till later when I tell you a story about what happened today to me and
It's
Laura.
funny.
Okay.
Wait till I tell you
I
this
can't
story.
wait.
Well, that's not good radio. That's like
No?
1987 radio.
Oh.
So either tell us exactly what time you're going to tell us,
Okay.
or just tell us now.
Yeah, not later.
wait till later.
Later. What is
Wait till
later?
later.
Oh yeah. When I said, oh, okay, if I was meeting you for lunch, would I say, hey, let's meet for lunch today, later on? Does anybody know what that means? No, you'd say, I'll meet you at 2 o'clock. So tell people what time. Here, I'm giving you a radio lesson.
Okay.
Use
Thank
this
you,
on your
Master
San
Class.
Diego show.
Thank you.
What time are we going to talk about it?
Time you guys want to talk about that?
Well, should we do it at 5:15 this
How about-
afternoon?
How about
We can
do
do
it
it
at
at
5:04?
6:15,
How about we
Cappy.
do it at 5:04?
Well, tell us now. Or do we want to do it during the producer Laura rejoin
we
of the
can
day?
do it.
Yes, we'll do
We
it
can do
during
it
the
at
producer
6:15.
Laura rejoining the. Let me
Okay.
just say this.
So
We
in a
won't-
little over an hour
we
right
won't
now,
take
it's 6:15.
yours.
Laura and I today, we had a lunch.
Are you teasing
I'm
now?
teasing.
Okay.
Time out. I just want to say, to Cappy's credit, he does have on the rundown at 5:15. Tease. Laura and Cap had lunch today, and controversy
seriously,
ensued.
dude.
But why?
That's exactly right.
Go ahead. Just tell the story then.
No. I want you to do me a favor.
What?
When we get done with this segment and we go into the next break, I want you to read the tease that I wrote right here at 5:15. And then when it comes from you, then on the other side, then I'm going to tell the story.
Okay.
No, it's not on the other side. It'll be an hour from now at
No,
6:15.
No, but we're going to
No,
do it. We're going to
5:15,
do it
you
at
said.
5:15.
So now we're going to do it at 5:15.
Correct.
Yeah.
Ideal.
So stay
All right.
tuned.
So that is what you need to know. Brought to you by Morongo Casino Resort and Spa. Good times, less than 90 minutes from wherever you are. All right. So Dave McMiniman was on yesterday, as we mentioned earlier, and Cappy invited him to the Mandy's.
And he's coming.
We'll be looking forward to seeing Dave. we talked about the Kyrie thing with him, but also the Anthony Davis situation. So for those who don't know, Anthony Davis has 2 years left on his contract, although the last year, I believe, is a player option, and he can get an extension. The Lakers can offer him an extension. Can't sign it any sooner than August, but that's when the earliest it can happen. Similar to what we saw with LeBron last summer, right? August 1st or whatever it was, or I think LeBron's might have been a little earlier, but nonetheless. So the question is, what do you do? Do you give AD the extension, like the full 3-4 years or whatever it's going to be, beyond what he's already got, right? Or do you just kind of take a wait-and-see approach? Here's what Dave thinks could potentially happen.
Certainly the Lakers thinking ever since they acquired Anthony Davis is it's an Anthony Davis, LeBron James combo deal. And with LeBron James only under contract for sure for another year with a player option the following year, and with him openly contemplating retirement at this stage of his career, as great as Anthony Davis is, and I really think he's a great player, and I think he reproved himself to a lot of people outside in the basketball world, but also inside the building in El Segundo with his efforts this past year, especially coming back from that foot injury. But you just don't do it. You play out this year with him. You see where things stand with him and LeBron. You know, obviously, then you risk the second year he has left. He could opt out and leave as free agent. But I've said this many times. The best thing about the Lakers trade for Dwight Howard was not re-signing Andrew Bynum to a long-term deal and not getting anything out of it. And you hope that Anthony Davis stays healthy and you get the best out of him next year. But I just don't think they're going to be in the position to be interested in a long-term extension for him this summer.
Were you surprised by that?
That
answer now that you've had some time to kind of marinate?
I was surprised that Dave was so definitive in his representation of the Lakers' position.
Mm-hmm.
You guys get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel you.
Like, I'm almost a little surprised that Dave is again so definitive on what he knows based on who he talks to of what the Lakers' feeling is. And according to Dave, and if you believe in Dave's reporting because he's so close to the team, what he's saying is they think of Anthony Davis and LeBron James as a tandem.
Correct.
So there is no preparation for when LeBron's done, there will be a handoff to AD. It sounds to me like when LeBron's done, as of today, that's probably when we're out of the AD business.
Well,
unless
not necessarily.
Unless we see another year and he remains healthier and he makes some improvement. I mean, listen, the guy had a great year.
And I would also add, if there's another person they feel like makes sense to pair him with in tandem moving forward.
And by the way, that brings me to one other thing.
Right.
Because McMenamin yesterday, when asked on this show, which could have been aggregated in other places that I haven't seen.
Right, it's been aggregated a lot.
When asked yesterday about Kyrie coming to the Lakers.
Yeah.
Because remember, this whole conversation started with Kyrie trying to recruit LeBron to the Mavericks.
Right.
Then it turned into, is Anthony Davis going to get the extension? And then it kind of turned into, well, do the Lakers have interest in Kyrie? Is that for real? Can we hear what Dave said yesterday? Do we have that,
Kyrie
guys?
Irving, the basketball player, at a certain price without having to sacrifice your depth, which proved to be so vital in your trip to the Western Conference Finals? Yes. In that specific narrow lane, the Lakers have interest in Kyrie Irving. Is that a lane that is attainable? Very, very doubtful.
Very, very doubtful. I agree. If you were getting Kyrie Irving, the basketball player, and you thought that he could fit, and you thought you were going to get 75 games out of the guy, and you thought you were going to get total commitment, then yeah, Kyrie Irving's a guy you want.
Yeah.
But if you're going to get Kyrie that has been what he's been everywhere else prior to now, then there's no chance.
Yeah, you need the Cleveland version of Kyrie with LeBron. But that was a long time ago.
I mean, since then, I'm just trying to think. Boston,
And
Brooklyn.
Yeah. And now Dallas.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he played every game in Dallas pretty much.
It's not about what he did.
No, I understand.
He played, but they didn't get better, did they?
No, but they traded all their depth, which was kind of the problem.
I know, but they were in a playoff position when they got him, and they fell out of it.
Yeah,
Luka was hurt.
They couldn't defend.
Yeah.
So I think that's part of it. Speaking of defense, there's a lot of chatter today. I always love the in-between days of the NBA Finals because you get a lot more in-depth analysis. Like I spent some time listening today to Tim Legler on the Zach Lowe podcast, and if you haven't had a chance to listen to it, like you should if you're a basketball fan. Because it's just, I mean, I think Legler, honestly, is arguably like the greatest like person like telestrating stuff for basketball, like explaining it to you with like video. I don't think there's anybody doing it that's better, to be honest with you. And the fact that he's able to do it, he's kind of still doing it to you via podcast in a way that's digestible, and I thought it was fantastic. But anyway, there was a lot of chatter about what's sustainable and what's not sustainable in this series. In this series, you know what's been sustainable for 2 games? Miami's gotten really good looks from 3. In game 1, they did not hit those really good looks. I'm talking about high-quality looks, like open looks.
All right, game 1 they didn't hit. Game 2 they did.
They did. And it feels like, based on the last 2 months, that game 1 is more the outlier at the moment than game 2 is.
Okay.
And what they were talking about on this podcast, Legler and Zach, and then I saw Richard and Perk kind of say something similar on NBA today, was the way Miami grinds you offensively, where they're running multiple pick and rolls like within the different sets, and they're like grinding you down, like, you know, in the 24-second shot clock there could be like 4 seconds left and they're not panicking, they're still running their sets, and then you're kind of like, oh my god, what's going to happen, the clock's running out, they're going to shoot it, and then they get a shot off, right? They find that open guy, right? And that stuff to me is sustainable. Like, there's this notion that, you know, Denver is the more talented team. Maybe. I mean, they have the best player. But are they the more talented team? They have the more recognizable names. They have guys who are in the lottery. But you know who has more playoff experience?
Oh, that's not even close.
Miami does.
Yeah, it's not
their
even close.
roster by a pretty big margin.
Yeah.
So,
well, I mean, you've also got one guy that's been there for 20 years.
Right, but even if you take Haslam aside, like the rest of those guys have been on deep playoff runs for the last several years. So it's kind of like, it's why I'm curious to see, like I told you yesterday, I thought Michael Malone was playing with fire with the way he handled the Game 2 loss and ripping his players, basically. Yep. And I told you that after the game, you know, a couple of those players just didn't even talk to the media. They just left. This Game 3 is going to be fascinating to me on that front. And can Denver defend Miami's threes? Because for 2 games, they haven't.
Yeah, I got to say, I picked Denver to win the series in 5. I think it's going to go further than 5 because I don't think Denver's going to win 3 straight games right now, especially 2 in Miami. If I had to bet, and maybe you can tell me what the lines are like, I would bet Miami tomorrow.
Miami is a 2.5 point underdog.
Oh, no, I'd take Miami tomorrow. I think going home, sleeping in your own bed, going to your own arena, being in your own locker room, and then hitting the floor and having your fans go nuts. To me, if I were going to make a bet on tomorrow night's game, I would rather take Miami tomorrow. I would rather take Denver, have this thing tied at 2-2 when it goes back to Denver, which would be next. I can't figure out when the next game is because with every other night I was able to really schedule my life. You know, now it's like every 3-4 days. It's not good for me.
Yeah. So why is it not good for you?
Because I need more like
more games closer.
Yeah, right. Like when it was the Western Conference Finals, like
every
Monday,
other day?
Wednesday, Friday, Sunday.
No, I actually prefer. I actually think they should spread out the conference finals a little bit so you get better basketball.
I'm not opposed to that. I'm just saying that it was easy for me to schedule.
Correct.
That's all I'm saying.
I mean, you just look at the ESPN app; it'll tell you.
I know this.
Yeah.
But like tomorrow night, for example.
Yeah.
I was like, oh wait, right, Game 3's tomorrow night.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
Yeah. So I just think that the shooting. The looks Miami's getting are sustainable right now, at least through 2 games, and through what we've seen through the series.
I don't know. I mean, I think the way you're looking at the game, to be honest, just from my own perspective, it's just like the untrained eye. I mean, just...
Well, honestly,
yeah.
I think if anything, my eye is, like, perfectly trained.
I don't know, man. Spoelstra might not think so.
Yeah.
You throw him the wrong question.
He actually ripped me last year for something during one of those press conferences.
You deserved it.
I did deserve it. I probably should have framed the question better.
Yeah, terrible question by you.
Maybe BSM will write that tomorrow.
You know what? I'll talk to my guys there.
Hey, coming up next. Lauren Cappy had lunch today, and controversy ensued. But why? That and Jared Goff is in the news. Next.
Get in the zone.
Junior Mafia, Cappy. Junior Mafia.
First things first.
Quarter after 5 p.m. in the Southland. It's a live imaging Tuesday on Sedano and Kap. On this day in 1995, the Notorious B.I.G. released the remix of One More Chance, featuring Faith Evans. Faith was his wife, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Also, happy birthday. Turns 56 years old. Paul Giamatti.
Oh,
great
wow.
actor.
Pig Vomit.
How old?
Played Pig Vomit, was in Ides of March, that great movie with Ryan Gosling and George Clooney.
What's the one
He's
where,
in Billions on Showtime.
What's the movie where they go wine tasting with up in like Santa Barbara? What's that?
That's
what's
a terrible movie.
What's that movie?
That's a terrible movie.
I don't even know the name.
I don't remember what
Is
it's
that
called.
Sideways?
Yeah,
Yes,
Sideways.
That's a terrible
No, I like
movie.
Sideways.
By the way, I
Those are
want to
good.
talk about Disneyland with producer Lindsay around 5. See, now we're going to start
Okay,
teasing
tell me
things
when.
around 5:45 this afternoon. But
Thank
right
you.
now,
Yeah.
it is time to hear about you and producer Laura's. Now, you've been here since 8 a.m. today.
Lunch date. Yeah, you've been harassing everyone.
Walking around looking for people to talk to.
You're doing that?
Walking into meetings, and I look up and I'm like, yeah, Cappy. He's like, hey, just checking in. We're in the middle of a meeting.
By the way, I can envision all of that. And that response exactly. Oh, just checking in.
Yeah, just here to be here.
So what are you guys doing for lunch today?
Yeah.
Working?
He did that to me, and I was like, I'm working. He was like, hey, you want to go get some lunch? Would you be interested? And I was like,
Hey.
I gotta do some
He
lunch.
asked me about lunch yesterday. I'm like, he's like, what time are you coming in tomorrow? I'm like, I don't know, 3:30. And he's like, oh.
So
no.
at around about 12:30, 1 o'clock or so today, about 1 o'clock.
Yeah.
I was going to send a text to everybody in the group saying, hey, is anybody coming in early? Anybody around? Would anybody like to have lunch? And I just didn't feel like I could handle the rejection, so I just didn't even ask the question, you know? So now I go into the office, and baseball's back there, and I go, yo, baseball, I'm going to go grab a couple of tacos. You want to come? She's like, nah, I got things to do. You know, I got work to do. I'm like, all right.
By the way,
Yeah.
we call her You call her baseball because @LindsayBaseball is her handle on Instagram or Twitter. Some people don't always know what you mean.
Well, I just refer to her by her last name now.
That's not her technical last name, but that's her
Instagram.
handle.
Right.
And
so,
a Twitter.
Right.
And Twitter.
So people know that I'm calling her by her last name.
Well, if
Baseball.
somebody was new to the show, we just want to explain it.
Hey,
So
if you're
follow
new
her
to the show,
at Lindsay Baseball.
Yeah, if you're
Yeah.
new to the show, Lindsay's name is Lindsay Baseball, and I just now call her by her last name, Baseball.
Go ahead.
Anyway, so I'm down here at this Mexican restaurant here in LA Live called Sol Agave.
Great spot.
It's a nice spot. And I've come to like having lunch there every week because I sit there, it's just bartender, there's nobody around, there's sports all over TV. I'm kind of there doing my own thing. Mm-hmm. I get this text today.
So, guys, if I mention you on the radio today, you think you could knock a little off the bill for lunch? You know that's what's going through his head.
In fact, I had
All right,
my.
so
in fact, I had my
where's
Disney.
Laura in this conversation?
Okay, so then
We're getting there. We're getting there.
I get a text from Laura.
Good Lord.
I get a text from Laura. She goes,
3 hours to
she's
get
like,
there.
She's like, hey, Cap. She's like, you having lunch? You by yourself?
Yeah.
What's going on here?
Yeah.
So I write her back. I go, yeah, I'm here. I'm having lunch. I'm by myself. I go, you're more than welcome to come join. Laura comes. She sits down.
Mm-hmm.
We wind up having a lovely conversation. Keep in mind, I'm 3 into 4 tacos by the time she gets there, right?
Yeah.
I've already had a bag of chips on my own. You know, those really good frijoles that they have down there, right? And so then Laura is going to order her lunch. But it's now getting a little bit later for me, and it's almost 2 o'clock, and I have a meeting at 2 o'clock that I have to go to.
So you left Laura.
So, Laura, pick up the story from there because I had already eaten. Laura's going to sit down and eat, and Laura tells the bartender, I'm buying lunch. I go, oh, hell to the nah. So then I was like, you order, and then I'll buy the lunch. And then I get up and I leave. Now, once I leave, I'm done. I'm done with this lunch.
Your commitment is over.
Okay.
You've
Laura-
paid for the lunch.
Laura, what happened?
So I stay there by myself. He did pay for lunch, by the way. He did not let me pay for
Why
his
couldn't
or
you
mine
stay
lunch.
there with her?
So I'd been there from about 1 o'clock. It's almost 2 o'clock, and I had a 2 o'clock meeting that I needed to get to. And I would have been there no problem. It's just that Laura had come, and I wanted to visit with her and spend time with her, quality time, you know. And so, but it got to like 1:58. I'm like, Laura, listen, I gotta go. She's like, okay, I got you. So I wind up paying for lunch, and I leave.
Right.
And then now Laura comes back here to the office,
Right.
and then tells me what happens afterwards.
What happened?
I didn't,
What happened?
This is
What
where the
happened?
controversy
So
ensued.
Did
there
you
was-
get billed too?
No. So there was a nice couple sitting next to us, and the lady was talking about tequila mandala. And she was like, the bottles are so nice, blah, blah, blah. I want this. And I was like, try it. It's actually really good. Try the extra añejo. And the guy's like, oh, we don't have it. The bartender, right? We start having a conversation. She goes, can I ask you something? And I was like, sure. Was that your date? And I was like, who? And he's like, the guy that was sitting next to you, was he your date? And I start cracking. I mean, I was rolling. I was like, no. That's my coworker. She goes, oh, because I thought he was a jerk. He left you by yourself and didn't even ask if you wanted lunch. And he didn't even offer to pay for anything. Obviously, she doesn't know the backstory or whatever. And I said, oh, no, not my date. 100% my coworker. We work upstairs. Not my date. I have a man. Just no.
I got a man.
Yeah.
What's your
like,
man
no.
got to do with me?
What am I, some crabbing mate just fresh out of jail sweating you for a date?
No.
I would be a little offended, Cappy, if that was really, truly what you said. It's a little mean. I mean, yes, there's the rude factor that if Cappy just left you, but listen, there's nothing wrong with Cappy.
Listen, no, but
They
she
might
was...
think you got a daddy thing.
Okay, first of all, I didn't...
I feel like it's actually kind of rude of those people to even ask. Like, I'd be like, mind your business.
No, they were actually really
Well, they
nice.
were- but here's, and I've said this about Laura. The party shows up a lot of times when Laura shows up. So I could see them talking about Mandala, and then Laura, like,
Laura's very friendly.
friendly, and then they realize,
Also
okay,
pushing the product, hello.
Laura's energy is infectious at times, and they opened up.
But this woman apparently felt bad for Laura.
Yeah, she felt really bad thinking that Cappy just
Dissed you.
Yeah, dissed me.
Like, got up and walked out like, this date ain't working for me. See you later, girl.
Yeah, and I was like, honey, that doesn't happen to me. So
No.
I just had to let her know that it
That's
wasn't
a
like
no.
that.
You had to check her.
Right.
No, she was great. I mean, honestly, we had like an hour conversation about other stuff.
Really?
Great. Yeah.
Hail to the non.
They were here for the Nielsen conference. So just great people. We had a great conversation, but I was like, yeah, he's not my date. Not at all. Not a diss to Cappy.
Right.
But I just thought it was funny because they assumed that he didn't buy me lunch, that he left me
They
there.
assumed what we all assume about you is that you're cheap and
Well-
you want to pay for anything.
But hold on. But I think there's a little more because here, I don't know if you guys do this. I definitely do this. Sometimes I'll be sitting with Rachel at a place. I'll be like, see that couple right there? She's like, yeah. I'm like, what's the deal with these two? What's going on with these two? What's the
I
deal?
don't do that.
What's the deal with these two? That's what these two people were doing. They were scoping us out.
They
and
were being you.
And the girl
Yeah.
thought that I dissed you.
Right.
But when you told them that I was your coworker and that I bought lunch anyway, the dude was like, see, I
Yeah.
told you.
Yeah,
you want
he
some,
was like,
you
I
want
told
some
you.
Advil or Tylenol? Because you
This
have a
story is
massive
like
headache.
on way too long.
Really?
George
let's
is
go
holding
back
his
to
head.
Anthony Davis and David
No, I'm just
Mamet right
saying,
now.
like,
No,
it just felt like we're
more.
going in circles
More.
here. Like,
Yeah.
we're not even.
I mean, you guys asked, I answered.
No, you did good.
Cappy, I have a question.
He's talking in circles.
How did that make you feel, knowing that they were sizing you up like that?
Yeah, they were looking at us.
How'd
like,
that make you feel?
They were like, check this couple out. What's with these two?
Yeah, how'd that make you feel?
God, he's this older guy. And
Not a
she's this
couple.
young woman. God, what's she doing with this guy? And
Yeah,
then,
he must be a sugar daddy.
wait, and then he gets up in the middle of the lunch and he doesn't even buy her lunch and he leaves. What the hell is going on here?
Well, listen, as a human being,
yeah.
I wouldn't do that to Laura. If I said, hey, Laura,
Thank
meet
you.
me somewhere. Let's have a bite to eat. I'm in a rush. So either you can eat with me during the time frame or let's just do it another time. To leave another human being,
That is kind of weird.
male or female, that has nothing to do with it.
It is weird.
It's just not. It's not something I would do.
I know, but think of it like this: if my
No,
lunch,
I don't
if
need
my
to
lunch,
think of it like that.
If my
I
lunch
mean-
was 45 minutes, she came in at minute 40.
In his defense, which I don't do often, I was the one that, sprung it on him because I was at the dealership dealing with my car situation and I got here really early.
Yeah.
So in his defense, I kind of sprung on his lunch.
Do they have to fix it up because you drive like a fool?
No. It's a lemon car. It's a whole thing. Whole thing.
So I've driven with you.
I drive really good.
Yeah, remember when you hit that thing?
First of all, Funch did it first, okay? He did the illegal turn, and I just followed because you guys told me to follow Funch.
Anyway.
I did what I was told.
Tequila Mandala, speaking of them, they present Radio Tinder.
Yes,
That's
coming up
in
next.
just a few minutes.
Yeah, absolutely. And speaking of lemons, the Raiders may be a lemon this year.
It's possible.
We had Paul Gutierrez on yesterday, the OG covering the Raiders. And I just asked him point blank, because, he was talking about the whole Jimmy Garoppolo thing. Jimmy may not play, right? He had that report for ESPN about Jimmy may not even play for them this year. So I'm like, all right, are we tanking or what, Paul Gutierrez? Caleb, yes or no, Paul Gutierrez?
It's a quarterback-driven league. And the other thing to think about, too, is whatever it's tough because they do have some shining stars throughout the roster on both sides of the ball, really. You did have a lot of Pro Bowlers from a team that only went 6-11 last year, so the talent is there. I mean, the year before, guys, they go to the playoffs, and they really had no business being in the playoffs after everything, all the adversity, the self-inflicted wounds they gave themselves, and yet they won 10 games and went to the playoffs. Everything that could go right did go right. Last year, it was the exact opposite. The pendulum swung the other way. So I think they're just kind of looking for for something right down the middle to just go out there and play ball and see if this vision of what Josh McDaniels and Dave Ziegler want to put on the field actually works, not only in the division, but for the future of this franchise going forward.
I mean, I'd just tank if I were them.
Yeah, I don't
They
know,
play in the
man.
toughest division in the sport, arguably. You know, I mean, they definitely play in the toughest conference.
Well, they play with a team that's the best team in all of the NFL.
Right.
In their division.
Right. And the Chargers are going to be a 9-win team at the very least, in my opinion.
Well, the Chargers usually kind of do that. They kind of tease you.
Right, but at the very least, 9 wins.
Possible.
Yeah, possible.
Yeah, it's not problem. I mean, everybody will get hurt, and it's just the way it works for the Chargers.
They still won that many games last year.
All right. Well, just this year, the same thing will happen. Everybody will get hurt. They won't make the playoffs. Or they'll make the playoffs, and they'll get blasted after having like a 28-point lead in the first half or whatever it was.
27, I believe.
27, pardon me.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
But if I'm the Raiders, you can't sit here and just, like, try to piecemeal this thing with Jimmy Garoppolo.
Yeah, but on the other hand, you can't tank the season under the expectation that you're going to get the first overall pick and that Caleb Williams is going to be your guy, because just what if, God forbid for the kid. What if the kid gets hurt this year? You know, like,
There's still Drake May. He's awesome, too.
yeah, but you're saying tank to get Caleb.
Right. I like
Because he's-
Caleb more than Drake May, but the people that know this stuff about the draft think that they're both pretty close.
All right. Well, if I'm the Raiders, and by the way, if I'm pretty much any team in the NFL, I'm never going to tank. Because what are you giving me a look for? They don't have enough on put it this way.
Do you think the Indianapolis Colts tanked after Peyton Manning got hurt?
How long after Peyton Manning got hurt did they get Andrew Luck? 1 year?
That next season.
And who played quarterback for them in that interim?
Dan Orlovsky and Kerry Collins.
Those are good quarterbacks right there, George.
Yeah.
Those are guys that are trying to win a Super Bowl.
Both guys old as all hell at that point.
Nah, I don't know, man. Dan Orlovsky never played. He didn't play long enough to get old.
Okay, well, Kerry Collins was definitely old.
Kerry Collins, he was pretty old.
He was like your age. Out
Yeah,
there.
yeah, we're about the same age, Kerry Collins and I.
Yeah.
That's right. So were the Colts tanking back in
No question.
1999 or whatever year
no,
it
wasn't
was?
99. That was when Peyton Manning.
2014 or whatever.
2000
2010, 12.
I think it was 12, yes.
I don't remember
Yeah, it
if
was
they
12.
were tanking or not.
It was 12.
You'll have to excuse me
Yes.
that 11 years ago.
Yes, they were. Everybody, you didn't remember Suck for Luck? Everybody was talking about it.
Yeah, I remember that phrase.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember the phrase.
Yeah, and you know who was the smart one?
Who's that?
The Colts.
Really? Why? Because they got a Super Bowl with Andrew Luck?
No, but they got a generational talent who just happened to got hurt and just like decided to quit football. But it's not. They literally went from 1 win to 11 wins the next season with him.
Because you had a quarterback. But I'm just saying, if Jimmy Garoppolo, if Jimmy Garoppolo is healthy,
Yeah,
let's just call him 100% healthy.
Yeah.
And let's say he plays 17 games. What are the Raiders?
7 wins.
7 wins in the NFL could just as easily be 10 if you get breaks along the way.
Yeah, but I don't. You're not going to win. Greg Bergman, are you in there? Is that you in there? Yes. Would you rather have the Raiders somehow get Jimmy Garoppolo healthy, or would you rather tank and try to get Caleb Williams?
Tank it all the way down and get Caleb Williams.
Thank you.
Without a question.
Yep.
If you feel validated by that.
He's a freaking Raider fan.
So what do I care?
He's been dealing with all this nonsense for his entire life.
If I told you that the Raiders could win 11 games and go to the playoffs this year
They're
with
not
Jimmy
going
Garoppolo,
to win 11
would you,
games
would
with
you
Jimmy
like to have that?
Garoppolo.
Would you like that, Greg?
If they can make the playoffs, then yeah, obviously get into the playoffs and see what you can do. But they're not that good. They're not going to make the playoffs.
Jimmy Garoppolo's a winner, guys.
No, he's not.
Yeah, he is.
Jimmy Garoppolo played on one of the best constructed teams in the sport in the last few years.
Right, didn't have to throw the ball.
Right. He's not playing with that with the Raiders.
No, but he is going back to the offense that he knew at the beginning of his career.
Yeah.
With the coach that
Jimmy
he had.
Garoppolo is not able to throw the deep ball, and that's what everybody's always been able to say is the problem. And what do you need with Devontae Adams?
You gotta
need
throw
to
the deep ball.
Yeah, although there was that one deep ball that he threw in the Super Bowl that he missed. That would have won the Super Bowl had he
But he
made
missed.
it. But he missed it.
Yeah.
Maybe he's worked on his
I think
deep
Greg's
balls.
right. I think you're kind of doing Greg's point right
Maybe he's worked on his deep balls. You ever think about that?
You know
We've
what?
done it by now.
How about you work on your deep balls? All right. Coming up next,
I'm always working on them.
Radio Tinder, award winning, in 2 minutes.
Sitting on a high, glorious
But, sometimes that happens. Radio Tinder time around 5:30 in the Southland. We like to play a TV theme for Radio Tinder. On this day in 1998, Sex and the City premiered on HBO.
Excellent show. I still watch it occasionally.
Oh, yeah, because I did the
syndication.
Mr. Big bit. And the Cohiba cigars.
One of your girlfriends calls you Mr. Big, is that
No,
right?
way back when. Because of the Cohibas. And I wore suits.
Excellent show. It is one of the best written shows I've ever seen on HBO.
Agreed.
And it's coming back.
On
It's
HBO?
back. Yeah.
Yes, soon.
back.
There's another season, and guess what? Samantha is back.
Kim Cattrall.
Cappy's girl.
Yeah.
Not Kim Cattrall. Kim
I like
Cattrall,
her
yeah.
because she's kind of like
Dirty is what
yeah,
you
she's
say,
dirty.
yes.
She's like
No,
a
I
guy.
wouldn't say it that way.
She's like a guy.
I
know what I mean?
love her character.
Yeah. And I
She's
love
like
Sarah.
what you would be.
Right. And I
No,
love
no.
What do you mean? No.
No, because that's me, and that you're tainting it if you're
Wait,
saying
you're
it's Cappy.
you're Samantha?
Yes.
I like Sarah Jessica
Have you
Parker.
watched Late Night with Laura on Instagram?
I have indeed. Have you?
I'm scared
No.
to already watch it.
I have like those friend groups. They're like, I'm the Samantha. No, I'm the Samantha. You're the Charlotte. You're this. You're that. It's so funny.
No, my friends knew who they were. We were never fighting.
I'm the Samantha.
You
Everyone
can
wants to
follow
be
her
the
at
Samantha.
Lindsay Base. You can follow her
I love
at,
being Samantha.
at Lindsay Baseball on Twitter or Instagram. Don't forget about our sponsor, Tequila Mandala.
Yes.
Now, Tequila Mandala on Saturday night, 4 nights away from the Mandy Awards, they are presenting the Best Segment Award, which is the award where Radio Tinder won last year. Will it repeat? Of course, thanks to our friends Craig and Kirk Cartosian. They'll come up on stage with Sedano to hand out the Best Segment Award. Tequila Mandala. Always swipe right on Tequila Mandala. And, of course, demand the extraordinary Tequila Mandala.
I love Craig and Kirk Cartosian. Those are my guys.
Great guys.
Which is the guy from Oaxaca.
Here's the thing.
Jalisco.
Oh,
Oaxaca
Jalisco.
is
Hold on,
something
hold on,
else.
hold on.
Oh, sorry,
It's
my
a
bad.
completely different
Here's the thing.
part.
We do these you know how this works.
Yeah.
So that we can send them to them and
Yeah.
say, thank you so much for your support.
Yeah.
And now we've got to edit it.
Seriously,
Why?
Cap.
Why? Because you screwed up a city?
No, I didn't screw up a city.
You
did.
So what's that? But who cares? If I
It's
say-
like saying like from someone that is from LA, like, oh, you're from New York.
Or Texas or
Oh,
something.
really? It
Yeah.
really is- wait, so if you're from Jalisco
Yes.
Yes.
and somebody thinks you're from Oaxaca,
It's not. No, don't go there. No,
That's a
no, no,
bad
no,
insult?
no. Don't go there because people get mad and it's a whole thing with Oaxaca. So I'm not even gonna
oh, it's a
dignify
Oaxaca
that.
thing.
Back to
No,
Radio Tinder.
It's not. But you don't want to just.
Just
Take it away, producer
Yes.
Lindsay.
God
One of the
almighty,
most
God
notable
forbid you make a
happenings at
mistake.
Apple's
Jeez.
keynote event yesterday is that they're going to keep its autocorrect feature from, dun dun dun, annoyingly correcting one of the most common expletives. No more ducking. Apple's chief of software said that Apple's new iOS keyboard will learn your habits over time, fixing words that you frequently misspell and leaving words alone that you intentionally wrote, like ducking. It will also use AI to better predict your next word and provide improved autofill suggestions. Is this a good thing for you, specifically, George? Swipe left or swipe right?
Yeah, I hate when it writes ducking because I know what I want to write, and it keeps, making me write ducking. It's like, come on, just let me be an adult and let me write what I want to write.
So you're a victim to the ducking autocorrect quite
All
often.
the time.
Okay.
Who isn't?
Yeah.
That's why I'm asking you guys. Are
Yeah.
you? Are you those people?
Big
You're
I
those
am.
guys?
Swipe right, yes.
All you guys? You too, Chris?
I don't write a lot of expletives. Well, that's not true. You guys all know I do. But I try not to, and then I end up doing it. I think my phone doesn't do ducking anymore.
But why do I not? I sort of have this weird thing that I feel I should not curse on social media.
No, definitely
Yeah,
not.
don't
And
Social
yet,
media. Social media.
and yet I curse a lot in texting. I curse a lot in emailing. I curse a lot in
But
real
it's
language.
different because it's like you're in an intimate setting in theory in that scenario.
I know, but I publicly use the F word all the time, except on radio.
Right.
So why can't I use the F word or the S word or
Because
anything
you're
else?
representing companies.
Yeah, you have a badge now from us.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
And an email.
Which I haven't been able to set up yet.
Shocking.
Can anybody help me?
You're just a bad
Continue,
guy.
Lindsay.
I'm a bad guy. Can't set up an email. You're a bad guy. You're actually a bad person.
Thanks for the 3 boxes of golf balls. Appreciate it.
All right, what's next?
Braves manager Brian Snitker confirmed that outfielder Marcell Ozuna was benched in Sunday's win over the Diamondbacks after an embarrassing sequence in which he was caught gawking at his 415-foot mammoth hit, resulting in only a single. Ozuna apparently believed that he had hit a home run, so he stood at the plate and watched the ball sail to the outfield, only to bounce off the wall. So it was then when he decided, better start running, and he barely made it to first base on time. Would you do the same thing if you were his manager? Swipe left or swipe right, Cappy?
I'm kind of old school like that. And if you're going to stand there and you're going to look at your work and the ball doesn't go out and now what should be a double is just barely a single. Yeah, I'd like to be able to send a message to my club and go,
Be like, yo, you got to leg that one out.
like, guys,
Yeah.
this isn't going to work for us. You know, I mean, how about like maximum effort at all times, 110%? You put the ball in play, you haul ass down to first base. If it goes out, slow down, take your time. But if it doesn't, you better get to second, Jack. You hear that?
Who's Jack?
You hear the way I use the word Jack right there?
Mm-hmm.
You use it at the end of a sentence like that when you're trying to make a point. What do you say, George?
I'm with you except for the whole jack part.
Oh,
Yeah.
You're off Jack.
I would not throw in a jack at the end gratuitously.
You wouldn't.
Yes. I'm not a gratuitous jacker.
Okay.
Yes.
I understand. Although yesterday you did tell us about some cracker that you like, a nip or something.
I'm a big fan of the nip.
Oh, the cheese nips?
Yeah, they're delicious.
But this is a funny bit, actually.
Yeah. I love a good nip.
We're a Cheez-It family. Going way back, my father is a big Cheez-It guy.
Yeah.
Mucho?
Mucho was a big Cheez-It guy. And we were working at a radio station, and a friend of ours, Paul Mahler, was a great producer.
Shout out to
walked
Paul.
in with a box of cheese nips.
Mm-hmm.
And my dad threw the box at him because he said, cheese nips aren't Cheez-Its. I only want Cheez-Its. Paul never made that mistake again.
All right.
This whole convo started because when we were talking about how they had phased out the Cheez-It bowl and replaced it with the Pop-Tarts bowl,
Yeah.
I said I actually prefer Cheese Nips over Cheez-Its.
And then George said he's a big nip guy.
I don't understand cheese nips. I haven't seen them in years, right?
Yeah, I
Oh,
mean,
they
I
still
haven't
sell
either.
I
them.
still go to the
They
grocery
definitely
store.
still
They
sell
got
them.
I thought you were going to bring
But
some in today.
At Costco, you can get that big box of Cheez-Its.
So good.
You should
Chris
have done
bought
that,
some
Cap,
pizza
when you
for
had time.
everybody.
Yeah,
Where's the
Prime
pizza pie? Really?
From Little Tokyo, Prime Pizza location. Great pizza, amazing pizza.
Really?
Yeah.
Bring
Cap,
one in
you-
here for us?
You should have gone to the grocery store to buy them when you had all that extra time walking around here today.
Yeah, I did walk the streets for quite some time.
Ooh, you walked them streets.
Oh, dog. You had to see me last night. Last night when I got back to LA Live, about 10:30, I parked my car and I was walking over to the East Central Hotel, and I got my big old fanny pack on in front of me, which kind of intimates to people on the streets, like, don't mess with that guy because I don't know what's in that fanny pack.
That's not true.
That is true.
Or that you got product to move.
Yes.
All right, what's next, Lindsay?
All right, so this one comes from my favorite Reddit forum, Am I the A-hole? Where a guy explains that he has a 3-year-old German Shepherd who is the sweetest dog ever in the world. She's very cuddly and loving when she's gotten used to you. But, she was abused as a puppy, so she has a little bit of separation anxiety and sometimes kind of snaps at people. So his brother invited him to his birthday party, and he asked, well, can I bring my dog? Because I take my dog everywhere. And his brother said, no, you cannot bring the dog because I'm not so sure about that dog. And so the guy wants to know, is he the a-hole for not attending his brother's birthday party because he can't bring his dog?
Is he the a-hole? His brother's not the a-hole. If he doesn't want the dog there because the dog snaps at people, and I understand all the stuff you've just laid out, but that's a liability problem. So I don't have an issue with the brother, the one who's having the birthday. So I guess if there has to be someone who's the a-hole here, it's the guy with the dog, yeah.
Yeah, for me, it's very definitive. The guy with the dog who does not go to his brother's birthday party because he can't take a dog that bites people. If you don't go to your brother's birthday
No, he didn't
party,
say it bites people. He just said sometimes it snaps at people.
snaps at people. Okay, listen.
Still dangerous.
Listen, Lindsay, my dog snaps at people. This past weekend, I had to take my dog to get like a full-on car wash. Okay, like I give my dog a bath. But this was not a bath. This guy needed his teeth, his gums, his butt, the whole thing. He needed the whole
what
thing.
do they call it? Expressing the anal glands.
Yeah, I didn't want to say anal glands because that
That's a
whole
medical
phrase
term.
makes me want to throw up.
It's a medical
But
term.
yeah, the dog had an anal gland issue, right? So anyway, I take the dog. They're going to do the teeth. They're going to do the
Yeah,
fur.
the teeth are important for
right,
the dogs.
The
yeah.
whole gland issue.
And you, for that matter.
And I take the dog in, and I'm holding on to this dog on a leash because I know that this dog will bark at other dogs, might jump on other dogs, might nip at people, The dog was so well behaved, but he was nervous as hell. And he was having this anxiety as I was leaving.
Yeah.
So, to me...
That's odd because most people like you when you leave.
Not the dog, though. Not the dog, but that's interesting. Good, interesting point.
Yeah.
Not the dog, though.
Yeah.
Smart guy. So the guy who doesn't go to his brother's birthday because the brother doesn't want the dog there, yes, you are the a-hole.
Yeah, find a dog sitter.
Okay.
Leave the dog by himself.
Or just find a dog sitter. Like
It's hard to find a dog sitter.
It
not
really
bad.
is. It really is.
Is it?
It is.
I
It's
feel like
hard.
there's apps for that.
I know, but it's like,
Yeah,
do you
but
trust
you know
these
what?
people?
I had a bad experience with the apps that I thought that I had a dog sitter from Rover who had like 155 star reviews. turned out that like she was lying to everybody, and she had like this underground doggy daycare going where they weren't supervised, and one dog attacked the other one, almost killed it. It was bad.
One of my lady friends will be there at the Mandy Awards on Saturday night. She owns a dog business, like a dog hotel or whatever, and people take them there during the day. But she also does like teaching and lessons and stuff. You got to find a credible
Yeah,
business.
you got to find credible.
Like, that's got a real storefront.
Yeah.
Like she has a storefront in Long Beach.
Right. Like when we had dogs, and when we lived in Miami, we had dogs. We had a guy with a storefront, right? Like a guy who was a trainer, had the whole deal. Like, yeah.
Can I bring my dog to your friend to do the anal gland thing?
No, they just do that at the vet.
Oh.
You don't just have that
She's
done
not
at the
a vet.
Yeah, no, this was not at a vet, George.
No, but the vet, like,
She'll give it a bath, but
My
I don't
old
know about the
veterinary
glands.
place used to have that. They used to wash the dogs for you. They do the express the anal glands. They do the teeth stuff.
No,
That's
but
usually
this-
done at the vet.
Yeah, but this is like at a place where they wash your dog and they give the dog like a doggy
A
colonic.
groomer? A groomer.
Yeah. I mean,
No,
she
not a
probably,
groomer.
I think she does grooming. She
It's
has
called
groomers.
dirty dogs. You ever hear of that?
Yeah, so they're grooming
You're
your
a dirty
dog.
dog.
If they wash your dog, it's a groomer.
Oh,
Cap.
that's grooming? No, I thought cutting was the grooming.
No, my dog, you take him to the groomer and you just give him
Yeah.
a bath.
Everything. They do everything.
Yeah.
All right, that is Radio Tinder, brought to you by our friends at Tequila Mandala. Always swipe right on Tequila Mandala, award-winning small batch premium sippy tequila. Made with the finest mature agaves, available everywhere fine tequilas are sold. Visit their website, tequilamandala.com, and demand the extraordinary with Tequila Mandala. Of course, award-winning tequila for an award-winning segment. All right, coming up next, Cappy, you and I,
Yeah.
your boy, you became like his big fan
Who dat?
of like the Detroit Lions last year because of Hard Knocks.
Yeah, I love Dan Campbell.
Dan Campbell is writing checks that I don't know if Jared Goff can cash. Okay? We'll tell you what he said about Jared Goff next.
All right, before we do, I want to tell you about Yamavan. The other thing I want to tell you, George, I had an encounter today on the streets of LA Live with a monster basketball superstar.
Was this before or after you left Laura at lunch?
This is before I left Laura
Oh,
at lunch.
good answer.
Okay, before I left Laura. Monster basketball superstar, and I need to tell you who I ran into earlier today. Look, SoCal's #1 casino is celebrating the greatest of all times. When I say that, how do you quantify that? 6 championship rings, 5 MVP trophies, games that have names that when I say the names of the games, you go, I know that game. The Shrug, the Flu game. There is only one MJ. Yamava Resort and Casino at San Manuel is giving you the chance to walk on air with the ultimate prize package of up to $500,000 in prizes. We did it in May. We're doing it in June. You play for your chance to win a PSA 10 MJ rookie card, iconic sneakers, and, I don't know, maybe most importantly, free play at Yamava Resort and Casino at San Manuel. I always try and explain to you the website Yamava because you want to spell it YAAMAVA. Can I buy a vowel? Yes. YAAMAVA. Yamavon.com for details. You got to be 21 to get into the casino. Always gamble responsibly. And remember, 710 listeners are winners at Yamava.
At the Los Angeles Internet.
Kim Wilde. Of course, the remake of the big Diana Ross and Supreme song. Cappy, you keep me hanging on, Jack.
Why don't you, babe?
Too bad producer Lindsay wasn't in there when I hit the post. I know she likes it when I hit the post like that.
I did hear it. Good job.
It just keeps me hanging on.
Then it breaks down.
Oh, go on, man. Yeah.
You like that,
I
Cappy?
like those moves. And I'll tell you something. As you're losing a couple of LBs.
7.5 pounds in 2 weeks. By just watching calories. The Lose It app that Corporate Greg set up for me. It works.
Yeah.
I wish I would have just really started counting calories a long time ago. Although we got Prime Pizza, our friends over there, delivering a few pies because we got producer Jorge, we got Carvo Saisu, Cody, the whole team. We're working all night for the Mandy Awards.
How many pies you order?
3. But those are big pies.
3 pies.
Yeah.
Big pies.
So that means you can't steal one and take it home with you or whatever.
Well, if we may be bringing one back with us, depending
Okay.
on how much
Okay.
is eaten. I mean, those are expensive, and it's coming out of my wallet, Jack. See what kind of guy I am? I'm not like you.
What do you mean you're not like me? You're exactly like me.
No.
Yes.
He did pay for lunch.
Oh, that's right.
He
Yeah,
did.
see?
All right, real quick, before we get to whatever we teased, I want to mention Sunday, producer Lindsay and I hit up Disneyland, the happiest place on earth. And the reason why I'm bringing this up, we had a lovely time. I hadn't been to Disneyland. Oh, that's true. I went in December. What's going on?
Oh, I've just seen your social media post here about last year's Mandy's.
No, that wasn't mine. It was the station.
Okay, ESPN.
So you
and
can you can see at ESPN Los Angeles Mace's reaction. We have that alternate camera angle to see his reaction when he didn't win Host of the Year. But I digress. Lindsay and I were talking about what if we all went to Disneyland as a show?
Oh,
That'd be fun.
oh, that's lovely.
Would you guys? I feel like you guys would not want to do it.
I would totally be fun.
Would
with
you
it.
really?
But just us.
Yeah.
No, like, oh, can I get an extra ticket for Rachel? And then 2 days later, could I get 3 more for my friend? Oh, then 4 days later, hey, I need 5 more. No,
No,
it's
no.
just the
Just
5
Just the
of us.
5 of us
No.
plus Josh from social.
No,
Yeah.
I was
no,
gonna say we
hold
need
on.
a 6th person because it's weird when it's an odd number.
I was going to
Josh
invite
is
Dave
in.
McMiniman.
No, Josh is in.
No, inviting Dave's wrong.
Dave's. I feel like Dave.
No, but you're that person. You invite 16,000 other people.
Okay, so wait, you're suggesting
The 5 of us go with
To
a social
Disney.
media person,
okay?
and just that's the day.
Will you ride all the rides?
So
Are
the-
there any rides you won't ride?
Due to anxiety issues, there are some rides. But I will say, Lindsay pushed me to rides that I would have kind of said,
I
and
didn't push you. I just tried to, persuade you a little. Be like, oh, you should give it a try.
And I had
She
fun.
helped you.
I wasn't a
through
jerk about it.
What if I give you a little pixie dust before we get in there?
I don't think that makes it better.
No,
You don't
Cap,
think
it
so?
doesn't.
You don't think it's going to make it any better? Here, this will fix your anxiety.
Cappy, why is my heart pounding out of my chest?
All right, how about this? I have a question about this Disney trip for the 6 of us.
And by the way, it would probably be like Christmas time when it's.
I was gonna say
When it's
you guys,
cooler.
you guys
we
like,
can take the picture underneath the Christmas tree.
Yeah, and when it's not so hot.
yeah.
What about though? Like, would this crew be willing to?
And when the Haunted Mansion is Christmas themed,
I
they're like,
love that.
Santa Claus.
So dope.
Can we get like park hopper, like where we can
You're a
go,
Di-
go
so
through
You're
the
a
line?
Disney employee.
Cappy,
You have park
No,
hopper.
no. What I mean, let me rephrase. What I mean is like
The
something
fast
like,
pass.
Yes.
Which me and Chris did not wait in line for a single
I will
ride.
say I
Yeah,
didn't.
you just do it on your phone.
I did not handle it. Lindsay's the pro, and she'd be like, "You want to go to
Seriously.
Haunted Mansion? We'll be.
It's so good.
Let's go in
Yeah,
10 minutes."
Yeah, you just do it on your phone.
Yeah, you
Okay.
do it on your phone. You
All
get a
right.
discount on it, bro. Like, relax.
So
Okay.
easy.
Well, what do you mean discount? You mean we got to pay for stuff?
Yes, you pay
Right,
for
when
that.
you go like to the stores.
Oh, Lindsay, you were paying for that?
when you go to the
yeah, it's cheap.
Oh, I
when you
didn't
go to
know.
the stores,
See, I didn't know that either.
if you show them your ID,
Yeah.
you get the Disney
Discount.
discount.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got like a $60 sweater for like 35
Yeah.
bucks,
All
something
right.
like that.
All right.
Also,
Cheap.
all your food
And,
too.
and the food too at the
Yes.
restaurants.
Okay, we're
Okay.
just making people be mad. But yes, Cappy, we'll talk about it off air.
Okay,
With
so
your
we're all
discounts.
willing to go. Everybody's willing to go to Disneyland. Is everybody here
in
willing
the fall or the
Okay,
winter?
But
Yeah.
everybody's willing to ride
Yeah.
all the rides.
Well, some of them. Some of them.
I mean, I'm
yeah,
not going on the
I'm
teacups. I'm not going on Dumbo. Like
I
the
love
big
Dumbo.
rides.
not the little kid
Dumbo's
rides.
great.
We
And
can
we got to
skip
wait
those.
till Fantasmic's back because
Yeah, because it's under construction right now.
I was
since,
very sad.
Pete the Dragon caught on fire.
I
Yeah.
will go into the single line.
No, we
rider
don't need
person.
to. We don't need to.
We don't need to if you just get the
fast pass.
Yeah, bro.
What's wrong with you?
Dude, it's like $20. You can get it for free. You can pay the $20. Just
I don't
saying.
know about that.
But no Rachel.
No.
How about sexy classy?
No.
No.
It's just
How about
us.
Kelly?
Nobody.
How about
Just
Kelly?
us.
Just us.
How about the Boo?
No.
Does the Boo go?
No.
How about Chewy? Does Chewy go?
Dogs don't go to Disneyland.
I mean, they can, but no.
But you're the one that invites multiple people. You call Chris later and be like, "Hey, so I got this problem. My kids are in town, and
Yeah, I know exactly.
they expect me to go with them to places, and one's from Boise, the other one's from New Orleans. And,
Right, I can't be going to Disney with you guys without my kids. I got to bring my kids.
Well, that's not
Well,
that's
then
not
never
the
mind.
point.
That's
then.
it's not what we're asking here, Cap.
I mean, we make plans. We don't do
I mean,
stuff.
your kids are grown adults at this point.
That's true.
Yeah.
They're all
let
going to
me
be
ask-
away at college anyway.
All right, let me ask everybody this question.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Let's just say we go in the Christmas area, December time, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who's the least likely to show of the 5?
I think we
Sedano.
would all show up.
Me because of the
Sedano, yeah,
scheduling, because
yeah.
Christmas time is tough for me scheduling-wise from a work
For
perspective.
NBA.
But we'd have to pick
Yeah.
a day.
If we
and
pick
I
it out ahead of
A
time.
day where I'm still in L.A. and not doing a game somewhere.
And a game that a day you're not doing a game somewhere, Cappy. Mister, I might be doing Westwood 1 again.
Hey.
Are you really?
I don't know. We'll see.
I mean,
Hey.
Jesus. You want me to, let's call Howie Denner. Let's FaceTime him.
You want to FaceTime Howie?
Do
You
it.
can't
do it.
FaceTime Howie.
Do it.
He has an Android.
Oh, he has an Android.
Yeah,
She
he
can't
has an-
FaceTime.
no.
That's right. Laura knows.
Call him on speakerphone, Cappy, and be like, "Hey, am I doing the games or not?"
Speaking of games and football games, your boy Dan Campbell says Jared Goff is better now than he was with the Rams.
Yep.
Says he's going to do stuff. Actually, you know what? Let's hear Man Campbell, as I like to call him. He's a big man. Let's hear what Man Campbell had to say about Goff.
What he came from, that wasn't the easiest thing. You get traded, what's going on? I thought I was playing pretty good. Maybe I'm not. Is that the perception? So you're trying to find your way with a new staff, new offense. But he hung in there, and I think what you're seeing is a guy who just put his head down and went back to work and worked on what he could, tried to improve on what he could, and now his confidence is really grown, and along the way he's matured as a quarterback. I mean, he's a better quarterback than he was there, in my opinion.
He's also older. I don't know if it has anything to do with he's a better quarterback or not. I mean, he's just more experienced.
Well, as you get a little bit older, as you gain experience, as your body grows, as your knowledge of the game and of the league grows, you should be better. I don't think Dan Campbell is saying anything bad, but it kind of sounds like he's trying to tiptoe around it. Like what he's trying to say is Jared Goff is a better quarterback under my coaching staff than he was under Sean McVay's coaching staff.
Yeah. I agree. I think that's a little bit of a shot at Sean.
Oh,
It
there's
gets-
no doubt.
Yeah, it gets
and let me
worse
tell
in
you
the
something.
second one. The
Do-
second
Oh,
clip.
it does? Let's
Yeah.
hear the second
Yeah,
clip.
go ahead.
Go ahead.
We asked him to do a lot more, in my opinion, than what they were actually doing out there. They had a lot of pretty good pieces out there, as well as we know, damn good defense, all those things. But I just feel like I know from speaking with him, and then a lot of the and watching him really over the last 2 years, I just feel like we asked him to. We put a lot of things on him where I'm not so sure that was ultimately what they were doing.
Now, he started strong, and then he started to stammer a little towards the end, like realizing that he had stepped in it a little bit.
Because here's what he said. He said, I've talked to Jared a lot. And so what he means by that is that Goff has told him the horror stories of what it was like for Jared Goff, from his perspective, for playing for McVay and the Rams.
Which, by the way, is a bunch of bull crap, because Jared Goff was a freaking bust before Sean McVay got there. He should be thanking his lucky stars Sean McVay arrived with the Rams when he was there.
You are so over-exaggerating. Listen, the beginning of his career, he's a number 1 overall pick. He's expected to start right away. He's got a coach in Jeff Fisher that would not play him
He's
right
not a
away.
bust. He wasn't a bust.
No,
when
he
Jeff
was not
Fisher-
a bust.
Dude, Marcellus Wiley, Keyshawn, all
wait.
these guys who played in the NFL
Yeah.
were in this room.
Yeah, but it was 1 year.
Yeah, and they were all saying this kid stinks. He's never going to be able to play
Well,
unless he gets someone that can handle him. And then he did.
Turns out that's right.
Right.
But hold on a second.
Bust. He had Bustola written all over him.
But here's the thing. What you just said is he's going to be a bust if he doesn't get somebody who can coach him. The Jeff Fisher coaching staff did not coach Jared Goff in year 1 to any success. Then McVay comes in. He's an offensive
Saved his
guy.
career. Saved his career.
I don't think so. I mean, it's only year 2 of
Bust.
his career.
Bustola.
Well, that's what you say.
Dude,
but
he
when you're
was-
a number one overall pick.
He looked lost that first year. Lost.
By the way, can I ask you a question?
Yeah, lost.
Was John Elway lost his first year?
Yeah.
Right. So were people saying he was going to be a bust?
Right. But no, nobody said he was a bust. They
Right.
said he was an all-timer. No one was saying that about Jared Goff.
Right. But
people were saying he was a unique talent that we'd never seen before.
Trust me when I tell you, in John Elway's rookie year,
he lined up under the guard. I know.
That's right. So what I'm saying is that guys generally struggle early in their careers. When you are a player who's a number 1 overall pick and your coaching staff doesn't want to start you because they don't want to play a rookie quarterback, and then when you finally play, team's not very good, you're not very good, and the coaching staff gets fired right away. So was Jared Goff a bust? I don't think so in year 1.
He was going to be.
But he wasn't.
But if McVay doesn't show up, he's not. He's a bustola.
How do we know that?
appreciate you buttering me up, George.
You're welcome, Sean.
That's all it is, just buttering up.
Yeah.
And by the way, I'm with Dan Campbell. Jared Goff is better under that coaching staff for a variety of reasons.
More experienced.
Right. But he's also better because he's not being micromanaged by Sean McVay.
Well, but he was micromanaged by Sean McVay because he was a complete unmitigated disaster his rookie season.
But Sean McVay wasn't there his rookie season.
Right. But my point is they saw what they had to work with and they had to mold him that way.
Sean McVay was a micromanager because he was an overbearing guy who had his first opportunity to be a head coach and he had a very young quarterback. The difference between when Jared Goff left and when Matt Stafford took over, there was an innate trust between McVay and a
100%
veteran
agree on
quarterback.
that, yes.
And McVay never trusted Goff.
Right.
And now Goff is with a coaching staff that goes, he's a veteran. He's been around. He knows what he's doing.
And what
he's
is
a good
he?
player. And he's a middle of the pack.
Thank you.
10 to 17-ish kind of quarterback.
That's what he is.
Who might be able to elevate into that 6, 7, 8 range if the Lions make it to the postseason.
And you know what he is at times? Reckless.
Oh, come on.
Just like you. All right, coming up next.
That's why I like him. And he's got a smoking hot
Ooh,
girlfriend.
we got juicy hot Laker rumors. Juicy and hot Laker rumors.
All right.
Both combined. That's coming up next.
Do you have
After 6 o'clock in the Southland, happy Tuesday evening. As you begin that afternoon drive, it is a live imaging Tuesday with Sedano and Cappy. Mandy's week, 4 days until the Mandy Awards, Saturday night at the Commerce Casino. Commerce Casino, where the game reigns. It is time for what you need to know.
Brought to you by Morongo Casino Resort and Spa. Good times, less than 90 minutes from wherever you are.
Yeah, they clashed. I didn't think about that when I did the read. That's okay. Take it away, producer Lindsay.
Thanks, Christopher. So there are already rumblings of a new man potentially entering Taylor Swift's love life.
Oh, I saw this.
Following her brief fling with the 1975 frontman Maddie Healy. According to numerous online reports, Swift is now being linked to none other than Lakers guard Austin Reeves after they were spotted together at a bar in Arkansas. His brother, Spencer Reeves, even called attention to the online theory by laughing off a tweet about the hot new rumor. News of Taylor's alleged hangout sesh with Austin Reeves comes days after sources confirmed her split from Healy.
Wow.
Is she going to make a new album about it?
Probably. You better
By the
watch
way,
out.
Happy birthday to our favorite Swiftie, producer Emily from Travis and Sliwa.
Happy birthday,
Happy
girl.
birthday, Emily.
Right on.
She was fired up this morning when this topic came out about,
I felt really bad. I saw Emily this morning, and then I didn't see her again, and then I got the email that it was her birthday, and I never wished her a happy birthday.
Oh, happy birthday, Emily.
God, I feel horrible. See?
because you
Bad
got here
guy.
at 8 a.m. today.
Bad guy.
I mean, you've been here.
I know, all day long. all
Just
day
walking
long.
around.
So if I'm Austin Reeves, wow, look at how my life has changed. Undrafted player, on the floor with LeBron James, scoring 20-plus in the postseason, and now linked to Taylor Swift. Even if he wasn't with her in a bar, even if he's not dating her, even if Austin Reeves is like me and he can't find anybody to give him free tickets to a suite at SoFi for Taylor Swift so his daughter can go to the show. I mean, just being linked to Taylor Swift is so hot.
I was just going to say.
It's so hot.
Don't you have like a buddy who's like tight with Austin Reeves?
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you going to try to now get Taylor Swift tickets through that guy?
It depends.
He's like, I didn't think about it, but now I am.
It depends.
You're such a phony.
No, it depends.
You are a phony.
What do you mean phony? I'm
You're
being
such a
honest. What are you
phony.
talking about?
You're going to go to that guy, chummy up, hey, king him, and like just, oh my God.
I'm going to be like,
you are the
hey,
worst.
Hey, listen. So now that Austin,
You're a bad guy.
Now that Austin and T Swizzle are like a full blown thing, now that they're like a real couple and everything.
Yeah.
Do you mind getting me and my daughter some backstagers for T Swizz?
Backstagers, huh?
You're the worst, man.
I'm not the worst. I'm the best.
You're the worst.
I'm the best.
God.
Oh, wow. A Sedano sigh. It's 6:04, 16. 6:04 and 16 seconds.
I did one at 10:22 this morning.
Right.
I heard it.
Why?
I heard it for sure.
Because they
What did they do to you this morning?
just didn't have a lot.
They didn't have a lot? Did we have a lot today so far?
Yeah. They were kind of.
Cap is the weakest link.
They were stacking their chips on Morales and Mandy's week and
So
live
what,
imaging.
were they just betting on you to just come in and just like
just
carry
mail
the
it in?
show?
Right.
Not carry the show. They just. I mean, listen. The bit was there's not a lot of sports going on, but the problem is.
Wait a second, but-
Especially in that 10-1 window on a Tuesday, and a Mandy's week, there were a lot of meetings.
Well, there's
so
stuff,
I was running
they
back
had
and
the
forth.
whole PGA thing just broke right before their show.
They weren't hot on it, man.
I
Really?
mean,
Travis wasn't hot on this?
I'm not
Not
hot
that
on it because I don't love golf like that, but we at least did one segment
Not-
on it.
not completely
It's
hot on it.
And it's also been 8 hours since the story broke
Yeah.
when we get it, But
Not
that
com-
was like 10 minutes before their show started.
To be honest with you guys, there was a moment probably at around 9:50 a.m. this morning here at the station where somebody walked into me in the other studio and they said, "Hey, have you seen Sliwa?" And I said, "No." And I thought there was like some concern that Sliwa might be missing in action.
No, 'cause he
so
was
you were
in-
going to jump in?
No, he was in Sliwa's studio that we record Lakers Talk Daily. And I said to him specifically, this isn't cool. This is Sliwa's room. And Sliwa
And
was
you
really,
took it for the Cappy cast.
Sliwa was
right.
really not happy.
No, that's not
Oh,
true.
No, that
Sliwa
is
was-
100% true.
No, it's actually
And
inaccurate.
talked to Greg and I about.
What?
He
Hold
wanted.
on. Take off the music.
That is a lie.
He
That
was-
is a
do you have like
cold-
people's
that-
court music or something?
Yeah.
He wanted to have a conversation about it afterwards.
Okay, because let me tell you something. I spoke to Sliwa mano y mano, face to face, los ojos to los ojos. And I said to Slee, did I invade your space today?
What do you
If
want him
so,
to say? You were all set up. Cappy had his own lights set up and everything.
Yeah.
Looked like a disco in there, a
Right.
Cappy Cast disco.
Right. And then Slee said to me, I only record Lakers talk like one day a week or something
No,
like that.
not Lakers
No,
Talk
Lakers Talk
Daily.
Daily.
We do
Well,
it
he
daily.
said, well, no, he said, I'm not doing it today. He said, so I didn't need this studio. So I said, oh, so I'm not in your space today because I yield to Slee. But Slee's like, no, Cap, I don't need it. I'm like, I did.
Then how did you get that information?
No, he didn't get that information. He just made it up.
No,
like he's going
Slee
to be in Barrett Sports Media. This
Slee
guy.
wanted to chat with us after the show.
Oh.
Not true. He's
Well,
making it
no,
up.
what do you think? You think he's making that up?
Yes, I do.
I mean, if we're going to believe
The other
him
bit
or
we-
you,
Yes,
we're going
I
to believe
do.
him.
Yes,
The
I
other
do.
bit we did today on the show, we started out of the gate, and I wasn't going to do it, and then it just kind of came. I realized that they necessarily weren't. They didn't have a lot for me in the first segment,
Yeah.
so I had to kind of feed it.
Yeah.
He just brought them everything to the table right off the bat because I was listening.
So on Sunday, Lindsay and I were talking about Slee. We were talking about I was drinking some Justin wine at the little Disney California Adventure Park. She said, Slee gave me a really nice bottle of wine for Christmas. And I said, yeah, he gave a lot of his wine. It was nice. Did he give you the peasant bottle? Peasants from the Dow family.
And I was like, no, that's not what it's
It
called.
was something else. And I said, well, what was it? And then later on, she would send me a picture of the bottle when she got home. Let's just say Chris got a certain layer of wine. But producer Lindsay got a different bottle.
A higher level?
Apparently, there was a tier system that went on.
Oh,
and
wow.
Producer Lindsay was part of the higher tier.
Okay.
It's
Christopher was
Penfold
not.
Shiraz bin 798.
And bin 798 is a good bin.
Yeah.
Surprising, though, because I would think that you would think that Chris is a more kind of wine-centric-y kind of guy.
Yeah.
Lindsay Baseball,
doesn't
not
know that.
as much.
Yeah.
Slee doesn't know
And
that.
you
don't
should
think he
you
knows
would
that about
also
Chris?
think that since you're invading people's spaces, you would ask if you could use that studio.
Yeah, but I got there
So
first.
Corporate Greg just checked
Wait,
in.
you get there first. You're coming here to do your Cappy Cast.
That's right.
Okay? You should come in and say, hey guys, is anyone need to use this studio before I put all my disco lights in here?
Well, I'll have you know. First of all, I'll have you know two things. One, I spoke to the boss, Bergie Berg, who said yes.
He's texting you right now, right?
So
And
Bergman
two-
says, Slee is worried about the regular season when he tries to use the studio. When he does need the studio every day, that's what he wanted to talk to us about.
Okay, and the other part of it is...
So you asked Bergman.
Yeah, Bergman knew where I was going to be. I reserved the room. And as far
Reserve
as,
the room.
And the disco
No.
lights,
We're
by
not
the way, are not
reserving the
mine.
room for your San Diego podcast.
Well, it's an international podcast, really.
I mean,
It's
is it-
international. Yeah, it is. You want to see the stats?
Yeah, sure.
I would love to show you the stats.
And do you know he tried to book me as a guest on the show? He's
Oh,
like, hey, when you
he's
got 10 minutes, can you jump on the Cappy Cast?
He asked me
I said-
yesterday about
I said,
coming on the
what
Cappy
am I going
Cast.
to do? Give him a lesson on how to do radio?
Way to bury the lead, Morales. You just telling this now?
Yeah, or Morales.
the
or
pizza's
maybe,
here. The
maybe it
pizza's
went like
here.
this. Maybe it went more like this. Hey, Cap, can I come on the Cappy Cast?
Oh, please.
God, I would love to come on the Cappy Cast and talk to the guys on the Cappy Cast, but I didn't put them on.
Dead Meow 5 in the Sedano Kap Circle of Trust says, hearing all these stories about Cappy being so cheap, I'm second-guessing my application to be his personal assistant. I feel he'll pay me in coupons and Padres tickets that he got for free.
Now, wait a second. Minimum wage is $15.50, isn't it?
I don't know. I haven't gotten paid minimum in a long time.
I just want to
Luckily,
say,
thankfully.
I want to make a point that the last assistant, there was some type of financial issue.
Well, it was the other way around, though.
Yeah, it was
I
like, it
know,
was
I
the
know,
other
but
way.
it's still,
It
it's
was the
still,
other
it's
way.
still kind of funny.
No, it's actually not even remotely funny. It actually
Okay, I'm
hurts
sorry.
to my core. That's not even remotely funny.
Oh, sorry, Gap.
So anyway, here's something that'll make your core feel a little better. Some hot, juicy Laker rumors.
All right, and then I need to tell you this evening about a basketball superstar that I met right here in LA Live earlier today.
Okay, we'll do that
So
in the
go
next
ahead,
segment.
go to basketball.
Okay. Would you like your boy, our boy,
Who that?
Jovan Buha?
Johan Bufa? I always screw it up. Jovan Buha or Jovan Buha? Johan?
You just said the same thing twice.
I did. I said Jovan Buha twice?
Yes, you did.
So was it? I screw up the V and the H. My B.
It's Jovan Buha.
All right, keep going.
Would you trade Austin Reeves and a pick, potentially, for Trae Young?
No. Definitely not. 100% not even remotely considerable.
Because that's one of the rumors.
Forget it. That ain't happening.
I don't think so either, to be honest with you. I wouldn't do that either. I have told you I don't think, like Trae Young, I'm out on all Trae Young trades if I'm the Lakers. Because I just don't believe Trae Young is a guy. I mean, could he help you in a 1-year situation with LeBron? And I just don't think Trae Young is a guy you can build around for the long term, in my personal opinion, mostly based on stature. Like, I just don't think people say, oh, he's like a Steph Curry clone. He's not really. He's not as big as Steph Curry. Steph Curry's become, like, sturdy, like, if you look at his body. That's not what Trae is. So I worry about Trae wearing down. I worry about teams picking on him defensively. We've seen that in the playoffs. I think Trae Young, if you're telling me you've got like a fortress of defensive players that can also be two-way players on the team, maybe. That's not the Lakers.
No, but go
Wait,
back
did you
to the
see
beginning.
the news about Trae Young? There's
about
like
him?
some news today that like just developed.
Tell me.
No, what?
He has scrubbed all references to the Atlanta Hawks from his personal
that's
Instagram.
Usually when that happens,
It's kind of a big
lame.
deal.
Things move from there.
You know, I just had a buddy of mine who is all of a sudden getting ready to go through a divorce, and his current wife, but soon to be ex-wife, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, 3 weeks ago, she's posting pictures on Instagram like, look at our lives. We're awesome. Look where we're traveling to. Look who we're hanging out with. And today, scrubbed clean. Like she's an athlete for a team.
Okay.
I like when they scrub it. That means I start like, hey, what's going on? How's everything going?
Oh, now that's when you go in for the
Well,
kill.
I
huh?
can always tell when my friends
No,
are.
I slide in all the time so that slide in isn't weird when it's like, oh.
I could always tell when my friends have gotten like divorced or something because the scrub happened.
Yup.
I know.
It's very obvious.
Yeah.
I know. It's like when a player decides, I don't want to play for this team anymore, so I'm taking down all Atlanta Hawks things on my Twitter and my Instagram.
Well-
I was like, girl, 2 weeks ago, you're in France somewhere showing off how happy you are, and today, 2 weeks later, you scrubbed the entire place.
Yeah, well, you got to do what you got to do. You just be careful you don't get scrubbed.
Well, I've been
How
scrubbed.
great would it be to scrub them off ESPN LA?
Oh, wow. I thought with Rachel.
I was talking about Rachel personally.
Yeah,
but-
same.
I'll tell you, today's getting vicious, but I'll tell you right now, I'll tell you what's going to happen. That's okay. Here's what's going to happen. On Saturday night, when I get done, and I go up to my room
And get all the
and I
Mandys.
take off all my clothes and I put on my hat, my sunglasses, and I put all my Mandys around me, and then I'm standing there butt naked like I was last year. That's when I may just mic drop all over this mofo. What do you think about
What
that?
does that mean, mic drop all over this mofo?
You'll find out on Sunday morning, buddy.
I don't know what that means.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's one hot, juicy Laker rumor.
The problem is I'm not going to win any Mandys. George is going to
Yeah,
win them
you-
all.
no,
I'm
you're
not
gonna
gonna
win.
George is
I
going to
don't
win.
want
You're
George is
gonna
going to win
win.
host of the year.
I'm going to throw it
Please don't do the Ireland bit. It really annoys me. About,
If you
I'm too
disrespect,
good for it.
if you
No,
win,
it's not that I'm too good for it. I don't want to win it because I don't think I'm the one that should win it.
if you win and
But if
you
you-
are
if-
elected,
These
and
are voted by the people.
right?
So if they vote for you,
Yeah,
that's
if
what
they
it
vote
is.
for me, then I'll go say. But I'm telling you, I'm doing the Richard Pryor vote for none of the above.
Yeah.
Cappy, if
In
you end
Brewster's
up,
Millions.
if you take the picture again
Yep.
with all the Mandy awards, just make sure this time
Yeah,
little more-
there's no
little more-
reflection
A little more clean.
that way we can post it.
Yeah, no, I posted it anyway.
of your.
No, you didn't.
I did so.
of
I
your-
posted
of your
myself.
Did you?
Long John Silver. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
I posted
I would've brought
myself
y'all in there.
naked with, and I said to George, I go, George, look, and George was like enlarging the picture, going, no, you can't post it. You can't post it. And I'm like, if he says I can't, then I should.
Yeah, right. Because that ends up being like, there's no Deadspin these days, or I guess there is, but it's not the same thing. But
Barrett Sports Media would
Right,
definitely
Barrett Sports
post
Media.
that.
Yes,
That'd be on the
Kaplan.
front page.
Right.
Post
Butt
nudie.
naked.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Kaplan needs to manscape.
All right, I got another hot, juicy Laker rumor, but I'll get to that coming up next. Plus, you had a story. What was your story?
I
You saw
ran into a
player?
basketball superstar today.
Yeah.
Took selfies together.
Yeah.
Hung out, and frankly, he should come on the show.
Yeah, so we'll get to that. And Robert Ory making some news. We'll tell you about what Big Shot Rob said, all coming up in just a second.
Live Imaging Tuesday, rounds quarter after 6 p.m. in the Southland. You know what we do around 6:15 now. The producer, Laura, rejoin of the day. Take it away, Laura.
Prince.
Yes, I wanted to play a little Prince for two reasons. One, let's go crazy because, the Mandys are coming up, and I feel like we're all going a little crazy around here, right? Mm-hmm. Hence why Chris bought pizza. The guys are still working back.
Oh, my God, so good.
It is fire.
Prime pizza. Prime pizza.
Also, because tomorrow I won't be here. I have a knee appointment because, y'all know I got knee issues.
Yeah.
But it's my boo's sister's 30th birthday. She shares a birthday with Prince because tomorrow's Prince's birthday. Rest in peace. So I wanted to play a Prince song in her honor because I won't be here. So happy birthday to her. She's going to be 30. And just another little tidbit. Since everybody's promoting stuff around here, I'm going to plug my stuff too. Because I'm going to start my podcast again. So if you guys want to check it out, you guys can follow Let's Bear It All. And you guys can find that anywhere you find your podcast.
Very nice. Congratulations.
Do you have to be in the league to
Happy
be a guest on
birthday.
your podcast?
Thank you, Lindsay. No.
You don't have to be in the league.
No. I do have people that are in the league, in the podcast already, but you don't have to be. I actually was going to ask you today, but you ran and left me there. So.
That's right. Hey, is the Boo coming to the Mandys?
Yes, he is.
Is he going to smell delicious?
He always does.
Is he going to wear the headband?
I'm not going to sit him next to you.
Nose ring?
Everything. Anybody else have anything? This is weird. It gets a little weird with me.
What's the league that you refer to, Cappy?
What's the league?
Yeah, the league. When we say you're in the league, it's like the NBA, right?
Yeah, the NBA.
Yeah,
right.
So what's the league?
The NBA? What do you mean, what's the league?
Okay, never mind.
You didn't get it.
You asked her if you have to be in the league to be on the podcast.
Right.
You mean like the NBA?
Right.
Yeah.
That's what I meant.
Oh, okay.
What did you mean?
Well, that's why I was asking because I was
Oh,
going
I got the NBA.
Well,
out
the
of
thing
it.
is that now that my
say, why would she ask you? Because you're definitely not in the league, Cappy.
Well, you say
As
that.
BSM.
Now, according to
Now
Barrett's
she's
media,
in
mistook
the
say
league.
that. You say that.
Wait till
but-
they print a retraction,
but
Cap.
You say that, but here's the thing. Do you consider Shams Charania in the league?
He is like the guy in the league.
Do you consider Chris Haynes to be in the league?
Of course.
Do you consider Sedano to be in the league?
Of course.
I know where he's going with this.
Today, in that article that was published, there was Sedano's name, there was Charania's name, there was Haynes' name, and there was my name.
And finally, you admit, because of that, that's why you did it.
You planted it. Just
That's why
admit
you
it.
planted the story.
Just admit it,
you
Cap.
gave yourself up.
Because I'm in the league now.
We all know that you called Good Karma's communications
he
department
didn't.
and said,
No, he
hey,
didn't.
don't comment on this story because I got this.
Because we would have been flagged. We would have gotten a report, not a report.
Yeah,
but
why-
they would give people the heads up.
Why didn't we get a call from them, like confirming or denying the story or getting a comment?
Because he didn't. He went around the communications department.
That's what I
the
thought.
comms department.
That's what.
You went direct.
Just doesn't make sense, Cappy.
I didn't know that to book interviews or to listen to the show
Oh,
and write about the
interviews.
show, I didn't know that you had to go through the communications department.
Did you book an interview? Indeed.
I
See,
guess
you're
so.
going crazy, Cappy.
I guess so.
You just volunteered that piece of information to us, Cap.
Indeed, I did.
That
You, my
you-
friend, you know what you are?
Tell me.
You know.
Oh,
You know.
am I?
The question is Saturday night,
Yeah.
when you get done with the national anthem with Mace.
Yeah, what's that all about?
He says
I
that
mean,
you wanted to
said
do it.
you wanted to do it.
No. I sang the national anthem with Mace, unrehearsed and unbeknownst to me, before the softball game. And apparently, and George, this is what people told me, so don't be judgmental because you weren't there. But hear me out.
Okay.
I've been told from people that other than Whitney Houston's national anthem at the Super Bowl, that Mason and I at the softball game last year brought tears to people's eyes.
Yeah.
And it was probably the second best national anthem behind Whitney Houston that many people had ever heard.
Right.
So
Wait.
after you get done singing it,
Yeah.
I'll say, Cappy, come here 1 second before we get on with the show. Mm-hmm. I'm going to say, Cappy, tonight, do you have the passion and energy? Do you have the stones to get up here and win Host of the Year again? Or will you be, and then you finish my thought.
Gutless?
Gutless!
Gutless!
And then we'll let you go back to your seat and we'll begin the show.
All right, me and then Reverend Rachel will start drinking.
Oh, you'll be 5 sheets to the wind.
I
by
think
the
I'm
time
going to
we
get
sit down.
wasted during the Mandy's.
Oh, good.
Oh.
That should be good.
By the way,
What could go wrong?
I know, right? That's going to be great. By the way, to everyone who's listening now, make sure that you're listening through the end of the show because the very last segment, we're going to give away a pair of tickets to the Mandy's.
There you
Sold
go.
out, Mandy's.
And you
tickets.
have to answer a trivia question about the show today.
Wow. You got about 35 minutes or so before we check out of here. So you better stay tuned, sucker.
Rip the dial off. What do they say, Chris? Rip the knob off. The wacky radio thing.
Lock it in and rip the knob off.
Oh, that's perfect.
That's the old Z100 in New York. From the top of the Empire State Building. WHTZ New York Z100.
Time out. I just need to expose Chris on something here.
Lock it in and rip the knob off.
Since he exposed the wine thing about Slee.
Easy.
So when I was driving home with Chris, we were talking about he was like, oh, there used to be a radio station in that building. There used to be a radio station in that building. And then he was like playing me some of the old time jingles from the radio stations. He was so nostalgic about his love for radio.
Here's why.
It was adorable. It was very sweet.
So the voice in the Haunted Mansion, not during Christmas time because they had to recut it.
Yeah.
But the classic voice you hear.
Right.
There are no mirrors or doors or whatever he says. That's a man by the name of Paul Frees, who's a famous voiceover person. And in the 70s and 80s, he did the imaging, similar to what I do, for RKO radio stations, which my father worked for 2 of them. Right. So I was like, oh, Paul Frees, listen to this.
Yeah.
So there you go, Lindsay.
I know. I just think it was cute because he's very nostalgic about radio.
That wasn't she was saying that was adorable.
Oh,
okay.
It was adorbs?
Yeah, it was a very sweet little
adorbs?
He's very into, the old school radio history.
Yeah.
Well, let me. What are you throwing at me? What are you throwing napkins at me?
Because I'm just tired of
I'm
you.
going to throw pizza at you.
Oh my God! What's wrong with you?
My sports jacket.
You're throwing food.
I like that piece of pizza. Hold on a second,
dude.
Wait a second. Hold on. Give me.
What are you doing? Throwing food at people?
Did you get a stain on my jacket?
Give me my pie back. Oh, now you're
he's
eating my
eating it.
pie.
You just threw pizza
I
at
wanted
Morales?
that pie.
Yeah.
Oh, look, he's eating my pizza.
Well, you can go get another one now. This pepperoni was incredible.
The sausage.
What's the name of this place?
Is amazing.
Prime Pizza.
Yeah.
This one's in Little Tokyo.
I'm going to get another
Santa Monica,
before I go.
Burbank.
Delicious.
This one's. But now I'm sharing where you bit. But that's
all right.
okay.
Yeah.
It's all right.
Yeah, I'm going to go get another pepperoni slice. It was delicious.
Was that one good? I got a sausage one.
No, pepperoni.
Really?
I mean, I don't know. I didn't taste the sausage. The pepperoni was out of control. I like it because the pepperoni,
it's little.
And it's crispy.
Yeah, there's a little crispiness to the crust.
Yeah. No, I mean, the pepperoni was crispy.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Let me tell you guys a quick little story today.
You saw an NBA superstar.
Well, I didn't say an NBA superstar.
Before we get to the other Lakers hot jersey rumor.
I said I saw a basketball superstar today.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Let's see how much you know about basketball, smart guy.
Okay.
You ready? Mm-hmm. You ever hear of a guy named Chris Staples?
Chris Staples.
Chris Staples.
Name sounds familiar.
Yeah.
Why does it ring a bell?
Why does it ring a bell? Because Chris Staples was a one-time Harlem Globetrotter.
Okay.
And, George, if you're down here in downtown L.A., and there's these video billboards.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
And there's a big, slam dunk competition contest coming in early August.
Right.
And there's signage everywhere around L.A. Live for these kinds of things, right? So I walk outside today to go out to grab something to eat for lunch, and there's this good-looking young guy, and he's standing in front of this poster, and there's this dude on the poster that's jumping over, 20 cars and slam dunking something, right? And this young man says to me, he says, "Hey, excuse me, sir, would you mind taking a picture of me for a second?" I said, "Yeah, sure, man, no problem. Be my pleasure." And he goes, "Well, this is a poster of me, and I wanted to get somebody to take a picture, right?" So it turns out this guy, Chris Staples.
So you asked him about who he was at that point.
Right, so he tells me that he's on the poster, and I'm like, well, tell me more, man. Tell me what your deal is, bro. So the next thing you know, now we're getting
Did you
down.
drop a bro?
Oh, dude, George, by the time
Bro? My
Yeah.
man?
Dog. Okay, dude.
Check.
I got them all in.
Yeah.
I got them all in a short period of time. By the time we were done.
You brought it in.
Oh, in a
That's what I was
huge
gonna
way.
ask.
We were hugging it all out by the
course.
end. First of all, this guy's a super good-looking kid.
Yeah.
Great blue eyes.
Yeah.
He's won over 20 slam dunk competitions around the world.
Right.
He's considered a Guinness Book of World Record holder for the most slam dunk championships on planet Earth.
Wow.
Okay? And if you go on to his Instagram, which is everybody_hate Chris, which is 2 S's, because his name is Chris Staples, everybody_hate Chris with 2 S's, you're going to see that, by the way, this is my new best friend now. I've gotten rid of Canelo Alvarez, and now me and Chris Staples are like BFF brothers, okay? So I'm going to say this, George. Before this whole thing happens here, right, with this slam dunk thing that's going to happen in early August, we got to bring my man in the studio.
Okay. Sounds good.
What did he give you for free, Cappy?
He gave me love, Lindsay.
Oh, okay.
That was it. Just
He gave me love.
I was just asking.
He brought it in on me.
Well, that's cool. Good
Yep.
for him.
All right, here's your hot, juicy Laker rumor before we have to move on.
All right, shout out to Chris Staples.
Shout out to Chris Staples. D'Angelo Russell sign and trade for DeMar DeRozan.
Okay? See, now that I'm in on.
Okay.
That is a no-brainer for me.
All right.
You said earlier Austin Reeves, and once you said Austin Reeves...
That's it. You were out.
I'm out.
Yeah, especially now that he's seeing... I mean, do you think it's a plus or a minus, a positive or a negative that he's allegedly been seen with Taylor Swift at a bar in Arkansas?
I think it's unbelievably positive because just imagine this. Imagine a game next year, a Laker game.
Yeah, where T Swizzle's sitting there.
With Adele.
Yeah.
Think about that.
Yeah.
Taylor Swift and Adele are sitting there courtside, and they're cheering on one man on the floor and one man who's controlling the operation.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
So I'm out on trading Austin Reeves because Austin Reeves, to me, is a guy that you don't want to give up on. He's the next 5, 6, 7 years, that's your guy. And I'm not saying that he's the guy you build a team around.
No, he's definitely a really good complementary player.
He's a core player, and he's kind of like, he's the kind of guy that can always spread the word of the coach or the franchise in the locker room, in my opinion. He's that kind of a team guy. And I want to keep Austin Reeves. So I'm not trading him for anybody right now.
But D'Angelo Russell for DeMar DeRozan, you're in on.
No-brainer.
Yeah.
100%.
I just don't know if the Bulls would be in on it, but that's a report that's out there today.
Well, if the Bulls would want to get rid of DeMar DeRozan, and the Bulls are in some sort of rebuild or whatever it is.
Well, they don't really have a point guard right now because obviously Lonzo is dealing with those injuries, and he may never play again, according to some reports. So that's part of the equation here.
I mean, DeMar DeRozan, 2 years too late, unfortunately. 2 years older, unfortunately. But still, D'Angelo Russell is not in my plan. And I'm going to share that again with Rob Pelinka, but it's 6:29, and he listens between 4 and 4:45.
According to Barrett Sports Media.
Right. Correct.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think DeMar DeRozan fits on this team. I just don't know how you get him here. I don't think D'Angelo Russell, like this report says, is enough personally. But if I'm Chicago, at least. All right. Coming up next, big deal or no deal? Not award-winning, but still fun. Next. But first, let me tell you about our friends at LAX, my second home, as you know. Here's the reality of it. At Los Angeles International Airport, changes are arriving daily to help transform the travel experience. When you go in there, you're going to see all the construction, but you're going to see the beauty that's coming your way. The LAX economy parking structure is now open with thousands of smart parking spaces as well as hundreds of EV charging stations. And look, here's the deal. When you get inside the terminals, first of all, a bunch of them are redone. They're beautiful. But modernized terminals have biometric gates for faster boarding. A new facility, by the way, will also have all major rental car brands under one roof. So when your friends and family are coming over, they don't have to get on a bunch of different kinds of buses to go to the different rental car places. One bus, one stop, one shop. But the terminals, the biometric gates, man, it gets you. Who doesn't want to get to their trip faster? I mean, that's what you're looking at there. And soon, forget about the car stuff I was talking about. You may not need a car because the People Mover train will connect travelers to LA Metro. For more information about LAX's transformation, go to their website, flylax.com/transforminglAX. That's flylax.com/transforminglAX.
Visit
area, where producer Lindsay went back there and did WWE like, we told you we'd win, and we won. They're sponsoring all that. So our friends at Dos Hombres, thank you so much. Dos Hombres Mezcal gives you just the right more for those everyday moments with great friends. Right now, it's time for Big Deal or No Deal. Take it away, Sha. You take it away, Lindsay.
I'm eating the prime pizza, which is delicious.
Lindsay's very confident that this show is going to win a lot of awards this year at the Mandy's, mostly because we have a lot of votes coming from the Cleveland area.
Well, we definitely have a lot of votes coming from the Cleveland area because, like I said, I texted everybody I know. I posted it on all my social medias. And, you know, I'm sure, like, my dad sent it to everybody at work, and so did my brother, because I was like, you guys, I really want to win. And so, you know, we'll see. I know that they have, like, the geolocations to decide that. And we'll find out after the fact, because I heard Morales say today on Travis and Sliwa that they're going to break down the percentages on Mandy's after party, whatever, Monday's reaction, whatever. What's it called
Monday's
again?
reaction, after party reaction.
Yeah,
whatever.
something like that.
Mandy's reaction Monday.
There we go.
So next Monday, Live Imaging Tuesday moves to Monday, just like last year, and we will break down to levels beyond comprehension of how the vote went.
Are you going to disappear for another 2 weeks after?
You should.
You should.
Go on
I'm not
vacation.
staying, yeah.
No, I will not. I will be gone Tuesday, and then begins U.S. Open at LACC. Thursday, Friday, Wednesday I'll be on site, making sure everything's right. I'll measure the greens and the levels of the grass and stuff. Then Thursday and Friday I'll be bringing on the shows a U.S. Open leaderboard update. Then Saturday, producer Lindsay and I are hitting up LACC for the U.S. Open, doing some social media for the
very
station.
nice.
Hey now.
I actually just got my credential email today, just like about an hour ago. I'm really excited. I've never been to...
Super excited, Christopher!
I'm super excited, Chris, because I've never been to a major before.
Whoa. Chris?
Yeah.
Not Christopher?
I'm super excited, Christopher! I've never been to a major before. Have you guys?
Yeah.
You have?
Oh, yeah. I've been to a bunch
Oh,
of U.S.
I'm sure
Opens.
you have, Cappy.
Well, yeah, I have. I've been to probably 6 or 8 of them, I'd
Have
say.
you been? I know. I was going to say you are a golf fan as
I have
well.
not.
Really,
I'm
it's not
not a
really a golf
golf
fan.
person.
It's just that, like, early in my radio career, I would go to I'd go to U.S. Opens, I go to PGA Championships, and I do broadcasts from there.
Oh, that's awesome.
I've never been to the Masters.
I was
I've
gonna
never been
ask
to
that.
Augusta.
By
Yeah.
the way, this is the best pizza I've had in the 7 years I've lived in L.A.
Really?
That's not even an
Well,
exaggeration.
it's saying a lot. Because the last time you told us that you had the best pizza was the last time you and Mateo went somewhere for great pizza, and you're like, this is the best pizza I've ever had.
Prime Pizza, and we love our friends at, obviously, Pizza Hut. But local LA pizza, if you're looking for it. Prime Pizza, there's one in El Segundo that they just opened up. There's one over here in Little Tokyo that serves the downtown area. One in Burbank, a couple on the west side, Santa Monica, Beverly Hills area. Try it. It's a different, to me, there's different levels of pizza. There's Pizza Hut, which is, to me, like the everyday, I need a pizza. I got a lot of people to feed. It's delicious. I love the thin crust pepperoni at Pizza Hut.
And
And
they also
then,
have good wings, too.
you know, when you want a little prime pizza, you try that, New York style.
There's a little crunch, not to the crust, but to the actual base of the pie.
Break it down for us, Cappy.
Yeah, there's a
Just
little
like
bit
the
of-
chips.
Well, you know, believe it or not, Lindsay, people actually do go deep into the analytics of pizza.
I know, and
It's
that's
true.
why I'm telling you to break it down.
Yeah, and there's a little crunch. Now, it's not the pepperoni, it's the actual base of the pie
But the
itself.
pepperoni also had
The
a nice little
pepperoni is
crisp
great.
to it.
The ranch, though.
Yeah, the ranch is
sneaky good.
fire. I'm going with the
Sneaky good.
sausage, though.
Yeah. All right, go ahead, Lynn. Sorry.
Wait, really quick, I do want to mention that when we were at Disneyland and Chris was talking about said pizza from Prime Pizza, I was like, yeah, but I don't like the pizza around here because I'm not a fan of the New York style. I specifically like it. He goes, they have Sicilian pizza. So I want to know, did you happen to order any of
I
the
didn't
Sicilian
order the
style?
Sicilian because they had a discount, a special deal on 3 New York style.
That's my way of doing things.
Alas, it'll wait.
A special deal.
Oh.
You like the thick pizza?
So
I
they
love
have
it.
a beautiful, they call it the Godmother pie, which is Sicilian style. A little thicker, you know, for the table. Huh?
It's different than Chicago style because I don't like the deep
No,
dish.
that's too
Neither.
much.
That's too
Yeah,
much.
but the Sicilian is actually made originally in Sicily with focaccia bread as the crust.
Yeah,
It's-
I
I
like
will-
a little, what is it? The Napoli pizza, too, which is actually no sauce.
And about that.
Ooh, I like sauce.
I love to see you guys are so excited about this, especially Sedano, because he doesn't eat a lot, usually, in front of us. But he doesn't really eat a lot. That's how he's get that beautiful faccia.
This is delicious.
But I can't wait for the drive home because Cappy's taking me back to OC. All he's going to bitch about is, oh, I feel disgusting today. Oh, I ate so much pizza.
I ate lunch. I've eaten so much today.
You know, it's funny. When he came
Hey.
into my office, he goes, well, I am really hungry, and I probably should go eat some lunch, but maybe I won't because then I'll eat again later, and then I'll just be eating just as much.
Well, it's true. That's the thing is that I will eat the same amount. So if I don't eat early, then I don't have the double whammy. You know, so I'm good
But
at
Why don't you
pizza.
like fast for like 20 hours?
I usually do. Not 20, but I usually
I did back-to-back 20-hour fasts today before I broke the fast earlier today.
Wow. Gosh, that's impressive.
Got to do what you got to do.
Yeah.
You know, stay healthy. All right, Lindsay, go ahead. Sorry.
Okay, so hair washing is one of the most common chores, one that we think we all know how to complete, but you might be surprised to learn just how many times you should wash your hair to keep it in good health. According to a TikTok hair influencer, yes, that's a thing, most of us wash our hair half the number of times that we really should. The former hairstylist explained that you should lather up twice every time you clean your locks if you want to wash your hair like a pro. She said always rinse and repeat a second time and focus on the scalp because that's where all the dirt and oil and buildup is.
Yeah.
Impressed commenters revealed that the second wash can make all the difference, and of course, this is not a big deal for Laura I because we both know this already.
Your girl just washed her hair.
Exactly.
Yes, she did.
So, for you guys, is this a big deal or no deal?
I don't know. No deal. I feel like, that's the way you should wash your hair.
So you already do wash it twice.
Yeah, you're supposed to do the scalp and then the hair. You know what I mean? Like, you got to do a little of both.
No, I don't do that.
So you rinse and then you wash again every time?
Maybe not every time.
Never.
But occasionally, yeah. I think it just depends on, like, what my day's been like. If I had, like, a good workout that day and I'm watching, then that's how I roll. But if I've just been home all day and I'm just going to, take a bath or whatever, I actually don't think you should wash your hair every day even.
No,
So
you're not
that's
supposed to.
You're
Right.
not, no, but she's not talking about every day. She's talking when you
do.
twice.
Yeah, not twice every day. Usually on, like, if I've had, like, a day outdoors or, like, I've had a hard workout that day and I've been sweating, then I do the double that day.
Never do the double. I'm a guy.
See, I'm impressed by that knowledge of yours. I wish Morales was in here to answer it, but Sedano, that gives me a completely different appreciation for, for
And then
you
you need a
as
third coat for conditioner.
Well, yeah, and
I don't
and
ever condition.
Do you know how to apply conditioner? No, of course you don't, Cappy.
Never use conditioner.
Ever?
You have curls, bro. You have like a wave to your hair. You definitely need.
I don't use conditioner. I don't ever
hell.
wash twice. I will shampoo my hair. I will massage my scalp. I will rinse, and then I'm done. I'm moving on to the next body part. I don't condition ever. Ever.
That's a problem.
Why is it a problem? What's
I'm
what's
just
the
saying.
issue?
Because, it's good for hair health. It's good for your hair,
Look at this hair.
Well,
I know,
not
exactly.
everybody needs conditioner. I will say that because my hair lady, she tells me like I need it because I have really dry hair because I have curly hair. If you would have it maybe a little bit longer, you would, but not everybody needs it.
Yeah, when I moved here, I started to need it because my hair would get very dry because of the atmosphere.
And you only put it on the ends. But, Cappy, I want to ask, since you revealed this about yourself, you only wash once, whatever, no big deal, no conditioner. Are you also the same kind of person who doesn't believe in washing your feet? Because I feel like that's a thing.
Oh, you got to wash your feet.
Right.
Always.
You and I, we've talked about my feet.
Yeah.
I know, but
and in between the toes,
Hey,
too,
I'm
bro.
eating, so be quiet. Be careful.
I'm
with
just
how you answer
asking.
that.
I want you to
seriously.
see how clean my feet are.
I know some men, one of my friends in particular, Alex, who has said many times, and I always get so grossed out, I don't wash my feet because everything runs down to my feet.
That's
No,
how
that's
I feel.
gross.
No, that's how I
That's
feel.
Okay,
Man,
exactly,
really?
Yeah, I don't-
exactly. I knew it. I knew
I
it.
don't sit on the ground and wash
You
them
don't
and
have to sit on
scrub
the
my
ground.
feet.
Just lift your leg up.
Dude, there's actual. I used to be 500 pounds, so it was hard. I had a lot. So there was a little thing where you plopped on the shower or wherever, and it would scrub your feet.
Yeah, or you could just put your foot up on the little thing on the shower
Yeah.
and just wash your feet. This
the
is why you have
loofah,
that
the
gross
washcloth.
toe.
No, that's not why I have the gross toe.
Yes, it is.
I have the gross toe
Doesn't
for
help.
other
Careful
reasons.
with the gross toe.
But listen, I don't actually sit there and wash my feet. What I do is this. I shampoo only once. The shampoo runs down
Yep.
my body. It gets all over my feet.
No.
My feet are clean.
That's what-
Asqueroso.
No.
Then
I knew you were one of those people,
I
Cappy.
take my body wash. I put under my arms, my
Wait,
chest.
you just use body wash? You didn't use actual soap?
Yeah, body wash is soap.
Oh,
not?
man.
Wait a second. Hold on. You mean
Do
to tell
you
me?
use an loofah?
Nah, I don't really use a loofah.
Yeah,
good.
Yeah, if you're not using the body wash with a loofah, you need real soap, bro.
What do you mean real soap? What's the difference between the soap and the bottle that's like the liquid soap?
There's a difference.
Between what? A bar soap?
Because it has antibacterial properties in it, or like when you suds up the soap, whether it's your hands, most people use a loofah or a washcloth or whatever. It creates it's just like when you wash your hands, and when you suds up like that, it creates the friction that you need to clean. And
Right,
same
but-
thing with when you're washing everything
Right,
else.
But you take I take this liquid soap, It's not in a bar anymore. Now it's a liquid, and it's like oil of Olay brand or who the hell knows what brand it is. I put it in my hand. I scrub it all over my chest, my armpits, my crack.
So you don't use a loofah or a sponge or anything?
I use my hands. Okay. Is that bad?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Is it bad?
Eres un asqueroso.
Really? Like, does everybody use a loofah?
No, I don't use a loofah, but I use...
A washcloth, right?
Yeah.
I use a mitt that's
Yeah.
a little bit rough because
there's
it's
a mitt.
for exfoliating, yeah. But you have
Because
to...
you got the dead skin, bro.
Yeah.
You guys
gotta
ever
clean
get
it.
a body scrub? You ever get like a full-blown body scrub?
I have.
Yes.
I have a body scrub thing, like from, there's Bath and Body Works, there's Ulta.
But I can't believe you use the body wash and not like actual soap.
What? It's soap.
But it's
What do you guys mean? I don't understand.
There's a
adjacent.
There's like a
says soap
chemical
on
in
it.
it. No, it doesn't. It says body wash.
I will take, just like I sent you a picture last night of my new face moisturizer, I will send you a picture of my body wash to get inspected.
Okay, hold on. There's two different kinds of body wash. So if you're using the one that is like the soapy body wash, I'll give you a pass. But you don't use an loofah or a washcloth. So
Right, you're using
pass
it like
revoked.
you're just putting it. If you use it on a loofah, because then it gets into your skin, it
Yes.
kills the dead skin, and then it'll help the clogged pores and things like that. But if you're just putting it like
On your
you,
skin,
then
you're
it's
not
just not
doing
doing any of
nothing.
that stuff. Yeah.
So pass revoked if you're not using a washcloth or in a loofah.
I gotta tell you guys, what's amazing to me is I am 53 years old. I know. I look like I'm 25. Thank you. But I can't believe it's gone this many years without knowing how to properly wash. God, I feel
You're
dumb.
welcome.
Well, I feel it's one of those things that you wouldn't share normally with other people,
I
but
share everything.
well, it's true. You do share too much. So I'm glad that we have these conversations, though, because now maybe, you'll be able to comment on your own skin someday, like you comment on George's being so soft and...
So body wash is
Yeah.
not soap?
It isn't, but you need to Laura
Kinda.
and Lindsay's point, you need to apply it in a way where it gets absorbed into your pores.
I have another question, though. What if you had a bar of soap and you rub the bar of soap on your arms and
No,
your body?
you
That's
still
no
need a
good?
loofah
No
or
good.
washcloth.
I mean, it's better. The bar of soap is better if you're not using a loofah, but if you're going to use one of those things for the pores, that if you use body wash, you should use the thing with the pores too.
So I remember one time I was watching like one of those daytime TV shows, right? Like Tyra Banks when she used to have one. And she had on this lady saying that it was like a cultural thing that certain people didn't use like a washcloth and an loofah.
Yes, I've heard that too.
Why do you keep calling it an loofah?
Yes, I was going to just mention
Do
that
you
too,
guys
but
know
I'm
what I
not.
meant?
No,
Yes.
because
I think
I'm
it's
trying to decide
adorable.
if it's a word. Like, am I saying it wrong?
No, I'm saying it wrong.
It's just loofah.
It's
That's
cute,
fine.
though, because aloof is a word.
Are we
and so
done?
it's-
Are we done here?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. One more segment to go. Dealer's choice. Also, Robert Horry made an interesting proclamation that may not have Shaq all happy. We'll get to that coming up in a couple minutes. Stick around. We're back in 2.
10 minutes in front of 7 p.m. on Live Imaging Tuesday. Sedano and Kap, final segment.
Whose baseball cards are these?
On this day, back in 2015, the
Fleetwood.
number one hit. T-Swizzle, Taylor Swift featuring Kendrick Lamar. Bad Blood, Cappy.
Well,
Happy.
this is now Austin Reeves' girlfriend. That's,
Also-
how you should refer to
Also
her.
today, June 6th, of course, is D-Day.
June 6th is D-Day?
Yeah, remember D-Day?
These baseball cards are from 1997.
There's
I thought that was December 7th.
There's Lewas?
I think
That's
so.
Pearl Harbor.
Oh,
You
Cap.
idiot.
What, D-Day? A day that lives in
Cap.
infamy? What?
Cap, you also lied to us.
What? I don't have
D-Day
a good
is when we-
grasp on American history?
The World War II?
Yeah.
Storming the beaches of Normandy?
Yeah. I
Clearly
guess I
has
just got
no
them
idea.
confused. Listen, I get Labor Day and Memorial Day confused. You know?
December 7th is Pearl Harbor.
Okay.
There's a great documentary on Netflix. I think it's a little bit older. It was for the anniversary
It's got a
last
Roy
year.
Smiley card.
He's so not into this conversation.
Why
George's
don't
in
you,
his
why
own
don't you
world.
watch it and learn about Pearl Harbor?
I saw the movie.
Oh, Jesus.
I've been to
The Ben Affleck one?
Yeah, I've been to the Pearl Harbor.
What was the female lead in that?
Oh, I forgot.
I was at the
Kate
Pearl Harbor
Beckinsale.
Memorial.
The one Ireland
I was
was.
there in Hawaii, the memorial.
Yeah, you also went to the King Tut thing and were skeptical that
Yeah,
King Tut even
true that.
exists.
Yeah, I don't know if I buy it.
He thought that was
necessarily.
just the villain in Batman?
Yeah.
The old Batman?
Yeah.
The whole King Tut thing. They got like pictures at the exhibit. They're like, here he is. I'm like, oh, really?
Yeah.
And we're sure that's what King Tut looked like. We're sure of this.
Yeah.
Because of the hieroglyphics.
Oh, and Mario Ruiz, of course, voice of a lot of our LAFC stuff. He will be coming on stage, the second to last award on Saturday night.
Oh, there he is, Mario Ruiz.
Mario will be giving out.
Always dressed fly as hell.
He will be helping us give out Bit of the Year.
Oh, nice.
Which is a very coveted award this year.
By the way, shout out to Mario Ruiz. I know he posted this on his Instagram recently.
His rap
the
video?
new song is fire.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, it is.
It's fire.
It's part of my golf playlist, and I love when it just pops up.
Yo,
Oh, I should have played that.
Yeah.
Yes,
I was
love that.
my
I love
kids were I was playing off my phone, and my kids both circled around me to watch it and listen to it. They loved it.
that. Yeah, a
It's
little
more than-
positive message for the kids.
But more than the song, the way you're just kind of sitting there on the couch, very casually rapping.
Hey,
You know what I mean?
you know how I do it.
I know-
You know how
Well,
I
that's
do
the
it.
I do
music
know how you
video.
do it.
You know, when he made the song, he was in a studio.
Yes.
No, but when he made the video that he just posted
Right.
on Instagram, he's just sitting there on a couch, just flipping his hands all over the place,
Yeah.
like he's doing his thing. But he's not up and about walking. He's just, hey, it's a nice video. I liked it very much, Mario.
Speaking of making stuff, apparently you made something up recently about Mario Ruiz.
What did I make up?
Yeah, you guys were talking about Cappy lying earlier, right, in the show about the whole Palenka thing,
Yeah.
the Laker thing.
It's not a lie.
And it got me to thinking about a lie recently, just like a couple of days ago.
What happened?
I was driving my kid to soccer practice, and I'm listening to the show like I normally do. And we're talking about going to the after party of the Mandys and this and that, and who's going to be
Oh,
there,
I
who's
do.
not.
I thought
You guys
this was a
remember
little
this, right?
odd. Yes, and remember he said, "Oh, Mario just texted. He's
He
in."
goes, oh, I just got a text from
Yeah.
the guy that talks like this
Yeah.
in LAFC. So everybody assumes, oh, Mario.
Yeah.
And Cappy's like, he's like going with it, right? And
Yeah.
I'm like, I have my phone right here. I didn't shoot any text.
Unless
When
Siri
did I
sends
text?
it. Yeah, without me knowing.
What's
Yeah.
wrong with you,
Well,
Cappy?
you know what's
Why are you
happening-
such a liar?
Mario, what was happening was
I
everybody
never
was trying to
lie.
criticize my after party. You know, they're trying
Yeah.
to threaten me.
Well, people want to go to DeAndre's.
They're trying to threaten me that DeAndre is
Cap,
cooler.
I want to go to
he's
yours.
younger.
I want to go to yours.
Because we had a good time last year, didn't
Yes, yes, we did. And whenever you said Mario, he sent that text. I didn't, but really, you read my mind because you kind of said it and wrote it the way I would have said. You said, "Let's run it back."
Yeah.
like that's something I would say.
Right.
I would say, "Let's run it back at the after party."
But wait, does it make you more skeptical about going to his party, knowing that he he just blatantly lied about
The
that?
gutless liar.
You're a gutless
No, because
liar.
deep down, he really wants me at his after
That's
party.
right.
We had
And
a
your
good
wife.
time.
You're too
And,
nice.
yeah, so
You are.
But
Way
this
too
year we
nice.
could just do it downstairs
Yeah, at the
at
bar.
a full bar.
Listen, Chris got a little upset with me earlier,
I
Mario,
didn't get upset at all.
because he said, "Look, here we are. It's we're in the final week of the Mandys, and Cap, you're inviting people at the last minute, and as a result, it's screwing up the whole seating chart."
Yes.
Right? Now, I don't like to mess with people's stuff because I know Chris has already produced the show and it's being finalized.
Well, Tommy Lamb is the executive producer, just for the record.
Is Mario performing any of his songs at the Mandys?
No, but I
No.
do because Mario has an LAFC match that night. So Mario's going to be arriving a little bit later. That's why we wanted to make sure he has his moment, where we'll play a great moment from the last year with Mario and you. It actually features you and Mario.
Nice.
nice.
And then Mario will help us give out Bit of the Year.
Oh, bit of the year.
Oh, nice. I did
And
not
that's-
know this. I did
listen,
not know
that's
this.
one of
Thanks
the-
for letting me know.
No, I told you, I texted you.
Yeah.
Now
but
you're lying.
I didn't know all the details.
I texted you the other day.
I didn't know all the details.
You know what? I can't take anymore.
Honestly.
You know what? Me and Kev, we get each other.
Yeah, we do.
We
I
ride
do.
Peloton. We ride the Peloton.
Yeah.
We walk around with
Yeah.
Rose.
Cappy
Right.
and-
We
Yeah.
like Uggs.
Yeah.
We like to moisturize our faces.
Totally.
Cappy hasn't ridden the
We
Peloton
get
in a
each other.
while.
What are you talking about? I ride the Peloton almost every day.
I haven't rode in a while.
No, not
honestly.
lies. I can prove that. That I can prove. That the data is the data,
So
girl.
Mario will be helping us give out the second to last award of the evening, Bit of the Year.
Bit of the
Ooh,
year.
the fun one. That's the
fun
fun
one.
award.
I mean, and a lot of people think Mace has that one locked up with the streak, but Hey King, I'm sure Hey King is doing well.
Hey King almost. Well, I won't say this. When Hey King wins, and I think it will, I'm going to tell people something that night at the Mandy's that no one knows. Not you, Chris. Not you, George. Laura, Lindsay, Mario, everybody listening. Nobody knows what I'm going to tell you when Hey King wins.
Ooh, you're going to dedicate it to the Cappy Cast.
No.
That would be
not
hilarious.
a bad idea. Not a
Just
bad
saying.
idea.
Look how mad Chris got even at the thought of that.
Those small
Well,
market
'cause now-
gutless
Bad
guys.
idea.
Now it doesn't matter because I put it on the air. It's not, a
Not a bad
surprise.
call.
No.
All right, Mario, that's quite an honor you're getting.
Yes, it is. I'm excited. I can't wait. I haven't picked out my outfit. Have you?
Well, what do you think? I mean, come
Probably.
on.
You probably got like 4 or 5 lined up.
Well, I'm going to say this, Mario. Last year, I show up in this suit, and at the time we had this sponsor called Sunday Swagger, and they had these outlandish, crazy shirts. So I took these shirts to a seamstress, and I had her cut them all up.
I remember it very well.
And it said Sedano Kap.
Yep.
Nobody got the bit, which was these were all cut up Sunday Swagger shirts. Nobody got it. I want to say
I still didn't know that.
yeah,
It's been a year.
I know. So it didn't work. So my attempt, it didn't work. This year, I'll say two things. You know that I don't like the phrase, give him his flowers. Okay? I don't like that phrase. And the other thing is, my black Air Force Ones are the ugliest shoes of all time, and I'll probably never wear them. Keep those two things in mind when you see me Saturday night at the Mandy's.
Real quick, before that, we are giving away 2 Mandy's tickets right now. Caller number 7 at 877-710-ESPN, 877-710-3776. Actually, not caller 7, right? We're going to want the first. Is it the first person who gets the answer to this question, right?
Yeah, we'll do it that way.
All right. What was the name of the place we just had pizza from that we discussed on the air the
That
last
Chris
half
was
hour?
so kind to order for.
Yes, thank you, Christopher.
Thank you, Chris.
What was the name
Really
of the
good.
pizza place?
Because I wanted you to experience real pizza, not San Diego gutless pizza.
Yeah,
First-
really, Gutless Pizza is a
first-
nice name of a place.
First person who calls in at
Start that.
877-710-ESPN with the name of the pizza place will win the tickets. to
Now,
the
Mario,
Mandy's.
you went down to Del Mar a couple summers ago to hang
Yeah.
out.
What a
Why-
great time,
Why
right?
don't
Cap?
you arrange this for this summer?
Okay.
Both Mario and I will come down, and we can give you a full radio class for your Cappy Cast.
Wow.
The only problem is that the Cappy Cast is not a radio show. So
What
doesn't
is it
re-
exactly?
It's a podcast.
Well, even more reason for us to teach you guys. what
Well,
to do.
I'll tell you what.
Listen to mine. Let's
tell-
bear it all.
I'll tell
Yeah,
you
true.
what. I do think this summer I'm going to have a 7-10 day at the races at Del Mar, where everybody's invited. We give away a trophy afterwards. We're in the winner's circle. We all go to the high end area
Love it.
where Mario's all dressed up
Love
and
it.
ready for. Yeah,
Let's do.
We're going to do it. We're going to do it. Yeah, we're going to do that this year, this summer. It's happening. It's on.
All right, Laura, are we done? Time-wise? We have, 4.
It
3.
is a final.
All right, great job, Cappy, even though you're a liar.
I am not
Thank
a
you,
liar.
Christopher, Lindsay, and Laura. Great job. Mario, thank you for hanging out. Appreciate you.
Shout out to Rob Palenka, who I know is probably listening right about now.
All right. Good luck trying to win the tickets. Lindsay's taking your calls now. All right. Have a great day. See ya.